Bitch, my little braid out. My little braid out. Oh, oh. But I really want to dye my hair badly. Because I feel like my hair is just a little too light for my liking. It's very much blending into my skin. And I just don't see me keeping it for very much longer. But I'm not sure what color I want to do. I'm not sure if I want to do green or pink. I really can't call it, but we shall see. But I'm about to do a little braid out and just chat with y'all because, baby, whew, I'm telling you, before I go any further, somebody asked me in another video if I deleted my last live. I did because upon talking with a friend, several friends, they were like, with peace and love, bitch, that shit was wild. And I was like, true. So it's not like I was trying to delete the evidence. It's more so that at a later date, I was like, honestly, I don't want to give it too much life. Because honestly, there were two situations that happened on that live that I talked about that, like, between me and you, like, I don't want to be saying people as energy vampires. I feel like that's so much. But I do feel like some people really do watch my videos to, like, see if I talk about what they did to me. And it's kind of awkward, but like somebody literally just like broke the fourth wall and was like, "Oh, I be watching your videos," and was just doing like some weird ass shit, and it was just kind of like, I don't get the point of this, but that's not for me to really figure out, bitch. That's for them and a therapist. But I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of like world we live in, where like if you create content, even if you're talking about your side of the story, obviously people are gonna have their side, but it's like, what are we doing? Especially when like they do something really weird. It's like, why do you want to come back? Like, what do you want to talk about now? Like, I don't know. Like, is it a sequel to you? I don't know. What up, Maya? What up, Shay? What up, Flowers? But yeah, no, I just want to come through and just talk a little bit of shit because, babes, I feel like I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but why did I match with this person? And I'm not gonna give them too much. But I matched with this person, and it was such a wild connection because like we started talking, things were vibing, it was cool. Then I found out that they wanted me to sell them some weed. I was like, and keep in mind, babes, like I live in a place where you can buy weed from the store. So for somebody to desire your expertise, especially in a legal state, like that is a moment. And so I took advantage, bitch, and I was like, yeah, I got some homegrown, baby. And I do. And I do. And the shit is beautiful. And so I was just like, what are you trying to pay? Girl, like, babes. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I was not like 1000% trying to date this person. Like, I thought they were cute. I thought they were very cute. But I wasn't like, oh my God, like, I'm trying to be with you. It was more so that, like, their profile was cute. They were cute. I don't know, man. Might meet a friend, might meet a contact. They did have on their profile that they're like a weed chef, and like lowest of keys in my line of work, you're trying to make contact. So I'm just like, yo, that is someone that literally cooks with weed. Why would I not connect? You know. So, anyways, we started talking. It was cute or whatever, but then, babes, the love bombing. Ooh, girl, child, why did this man send me a poem? And I'm not gonna read it to you because it's like OD. But babes, like I literally sold him a little 4G, a little 4G. And he literally wrote me a poem the next day talking about he was at the gas station and just thought about me. I was crying. I was like, girl, what's going on? Like, I'm sorry. Again, I don't know what these men be thinking game is, but that shit had me dead. And then the poem, in the notes app, it was just like, okay, bitch, listen. I promise you we're going somewhere with this. So at some fucking point, me and him linked and we smoked and it was cute or whatever. And bitch, we're vibing. He over here buying me hella snacks. We're talking about playing D&D together. It's really a cute time, whatever. Why the fuck, right after we smoked, I texted him back. And like, also, bitch, he bought more weed from me. Like, bitch, it was hella chill. After we chilled, he literally texted me and was like, "Oh, I have a girlfriend." Girl, what are you doing? Like, I'm literally shook. And I literally haven't said anything back. I literally was just like, cause I'm like, girl, and the first thing he really said was, "Oh, I just made my account on Bumble. Like, oh, I haven't even really updated my bio." I'm like, damn. So like, are you like? Obviously, you're cheating, but it's like, damn. Like you're cheating and you're love bombing other hoes. Wow, diabolical. And you know what's crazy? When I rolled up on him, this motherfucker had the nerve to be sitting in the car with a damn book, looking like he be reading and shit. And that shit fucking kills me. Like I'm not saying motherfuckers can't read. I'm not. I'm not saying you can't read. I'm just saying, like the energy was very much like, look at me reading, and it was just like, wow, okay. Cause let's be honest, how many times you roll up on a dude and he fucking reading a damn book? Like honestly, a lot of these motherfuckers don't even be having a book. They be having. I mean, if they do have a book, it'd be like a book about a movie or some shit. No shade to anybody who got books about movies. I'm not trying to play you. I'm just saying, like, some of these men be having, like, them narcissistic books, like, motherfucking Art of War and shit. Motherfucking, you know what I mean? The red flag books, bitch. They don't be having motherfucking poems and shit. And, like, I don't know, bitch. It's a lot. I'm really worried. Stephanie, damn, not a decade. Thank you. Thank you for being here, babes. I hope all is well with you. Thank you for being here in 2020 more, babes. Like, once, like, damn. Damn, not 2014. Bitch, I started watching some old videos. Bitch, why the fuck did I watch that video about that man that had pretended to die? Oh my god. I don't want to, like, do too much, but basically, it's called A Story and a Beat. I'm not gonna, like, give too much. But, bitch, I'm just shook because, babes, like, all of that, like, pretending to be almost dead, pretending to be your own sister. Like, girl, what? You know what? In retrospect, I'm grateful when people ghost. Because when people don't ghost you, they just do some weird shit to get away from you in this way where it's like, sweetie, this isn't like a Disney movie. I'm not like gonna keep on trying to come for you, trying to keep coming, getting like, it's like, just say, like, I'm not feeling this shit, good day. I just be really wondering what be going through their mind, babe. I really do. Because he really lied about having a fucking allergic reaction to fucking cat dander just to not go to a damn pageant with me. And the gag of it all is, bitch, it was never that serious. Like, I'm sorry, but when I watched that shit, I really had a moment where I was like, bitch, I don't even remember that shit. Low key, I was talking to my fucking Aquarius friend, and we was talking about how, like, whenever something traumatic happens, we just block it out. And the thing is, I have one Aquarius placement, and it's in my Venus, and I swear to God, like, anything that's, like, super embarrassing or bizarre that's happened to me in a relationship, I just be blocking that shit the fuck out. I just be like, nah, that happened to a different bitch. Like, so when I was watching the video, I swear to you, I had forgotten that whole shit had happened. I was like, whoa, faked his death? I couldn't. But you know which one of my videos really fucks me up is the one where, like, the dude, like, bitch, in retrospect, now that I'm, like, older, I'm like, yo, that dude was trying to get me to pay for his room at the Travel Lodge, clearly. Like, babe, like, you owed them a bill on the room and you brought a bitch there. The only logical explanation is you either thought I was going to take you in or you thought that I was going to help you stay. And this was our first day meeting. I mean, unless he was scamming, unless he was bouncing checks. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But it's like, in retrospect, I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. Wow, I miss New Orleans a lot. I'm obsessed. Sonata, good night. Sonata, good night. Bro, Streep, I love you. Alexandria, hey, baby. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for coming through. Bitch, Sonata. Like, I'm literally, like, I watched that video and I literally could not breathe. I was like, yo, he really brought me to the Travel Lodge. Whoa. Not to be dramatic, but that dude's penis was like, it was shaped so wildly. Like, his penis was shaped like a mountain. I know that sounds crazy, but it was shaped like a giant candy corn. I've never seen a dick shaped like that in my life. Like, honestly, dicks are shaped all different types of ways, not to be shaming, but it was too big. It was it was a penis challenge. Like, his penis was literally shaped like one of those like orange safety cones. Like, it did not compute. Like it literally, like, it tried. Bitch, not behind the scenes. Not behind the scenes, bitch. Not behind the scenes. Bitch, cuz here's the thing. I did hook up with him before he got put out the Travel Lodge. I feel kind of bad, but like not really. But at the same time, there wasn't that much hooking up. There wasn't that much hooking up. Honestly, if the penis was going like this, it was just not realistic. And I was just like, and then bitch again. I'm smoking a blunt. There's a knock at the door. They're like, bitch, pay your bill. And I was like, oh damn, you owe money. That sucks. And then I left. So yeah. Again, bitch, I was drunk on the ferry up over there. I was a little bit, you know what I mean? But again, I feel like for the story, for brevity of time, it felt like easier to just be like, I dipped, but I definitely low key tried to fuck. Like, lowest of keys. Like, I attempted, but the penis was just unrealistic. It was unrealistic. I just remember sitting there smoking a blunt, just being like, that's crazy. Like, the dick is unviable. Like, we're in the Travelage. Like, I tried to save it. I don't care. I feel like I'm not the only person who was like, after everything that happened to me, I'm gonna try to at least bust a nut. And then when that's not possible, it's like, well, and so for that to be the end, that they were basically like about to put him out, he was about to become travel lodgeless. Like, I was like, oh sweetie, damn. And then he was trying to come with me, and the gag, bitch. I'm about to die, bitch, because that was just not, bitch. That it was just not realistic. Anyways, a chode. Whoa. Who Angela, who was preaching the Lord? Bitch, I'm gagging. I'm trying to figure out who the fuck that was. Like, literally, my brain be broken sometimes. Like some people I don't remember. Like, I swear to you, this man popped up on me and told me that we had a whole illustrious situation, and I was like, when? And honestly, he was full of shit because he really tried to say we was talking for 15 years. I was like, girl, I'm not old enough to have talked to nobody for 15 years, bitch. Like, that's just not even how I'm built. Like, then again, maybe at this point that's not true. But I just feel like a man. I'm not trying to be funny, but I ain't talking to no man for no 15 years, bitch. Like, that's, like, if that was the case. Yeah, no. Wow. Damn. I'm dying. I'm like, have I talked to any man for 15 years? I mean, I cuss out my dad like biannually. Yeah, no, I don't think I have any man in my life that I've been like talking to for 15 years. I'm really trying to get it together. Well, I mean, I feel like a queer man. Hmm. Yeah, a queer man. But definitely not. Damn, I'm trying to think. Do I even know any straight men for real? I don't even know any straight men. But anyways, like I said, like I feel like every time I turn around, somebody's telling me that, you know, they got a girlfriend or they have a fetish for like giant titties and they want you to wear a costume or else they can't fuck you. Just it's always something out here. I'm telling you. My God. Yo, sidebar, a lot of these poly couples are getting really bold these days. I came across this couple. I wish I would have taken a picture, but the fucking name was me, her, and you. And I'm like, I can't even know y'all's names. Y'all are really dramatic. Like, I'm telling you. And then the The picture was like this man and woman with like two wine glasses like toasting, and that shit had me fucking dying. Cause it's like, bro, I just feel like I'm not trying to shame these couples. You know, they know what they want clearly, but it's just like I just can't even imagine like you and like do you and your man practice how y'all about to like go out here and do this thing? Like I just wonder like. Are y'all a team? Are y'all both freestyling? Like that's where I'm at. It's like if you and your man are fucking somebody together, do y'all have a huddle beforehand and talk about like what it's gonna be like when y'all pop up? Does everybody talk? Is it two on one? Cause honestly, I have never fucked with a couple. I've like fucked a single person as a couple. That shit was kind of whack. Honestly, I regret. I feel like I've never had a good threesome. It's just not realistic. That's why I feel like I'm asking these questions because it's like I feel like people don't be thinking about like what it's gonna be like to have three people in the room. I feel like some people could barely handle one other person. No shade. So I feel like just committing and saying, yeah, I'm gonna have three people in the room. I don't know, babe. Does anybody agree? Does anybody have any good experiences having a threesome? Because I personally, woo, and I feel like for me, I feel like one of my like because there have been multiple at this point. But okay, so in one instance, I remember like the person who wanted to hook up with my partner did not want to hook up with me. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying because it's like I've been that person who was like in the threesome that was like not valued. So that right there, a moment. Then on top of that, oh bitch, I didn't know the oh bitch, wow, I fucked up the chat. Not the stink D video. Now she randomly started talking to me. Oh, I'm crying. Yeah, Florida was weird. The one TikTok of a lady filming a woman. I did see the BBL video. I thought that was so fucking weird. Like, why bother that person? Like, some people are really weird, y'all. Like, some people are really weird. Like, my thing is this: what if she didn't have a BBL? Like, that's the thing for me. It's like going around saying that people got BBLs because their body doesn't look a certain way to you is just so weird. And I really feel for the BBL people cuz it's like we live in a world where you could just be saw as someone could just see you as ugly because of this or that thing that has nothing to do with your actual worth or value as a person that is intrinsic. And so, because of that, there are people that will go out of their way to spend some money to look like they deserve better treatment. And I feel like we have to talk about that at some point because people aren't going to get these BBLs and doing all these things to themselves because that's what the fuck they want to do. People are trying to get treated better and they're tired of being treated poorly. And then on top of it, they're tired of, having to exist in a world where like all it takes is someone looking at you to decide what the fuck you're worth. And as a fat person, I understand why the girls get the fucking stomach sucked out and the back sucked out and put in the booty. I understand that. Some people want to walk around acting delusional, but there's a reason why people do all the surgeries, babe. And it's because they want to have access to fucking power. Now, am I saying that that's right? I don't give a fuck. That doesn't matter. That really shouldn't matter. It's not about right or wrong because at the end of the day, that really don't matter. What matters to me is how people are feeling. If you feel like a BBL going to enhance your life, and then if at some point you don't feel like that's the case, I hope you feel safe to say. But the thing is, we live in a climate where people hate on the BBLs so much that when the people who get BBLs, because I don't want to play with y'all, but the people who get surgeries, like, I feel like if something goes left, people be making fun of them. People make fun of them no matter what. So I feel like that's what makes the climate kind of fucked up because it's like, there's probably so much valuable information people are getting after getting perhaps multiple surgeries. Lowest of keys, if you get multiple surgeries, you may be able to help us figure out some information based on your experiences. But because there's so much hate towards the people that get body mods, we're missing out on intelligence. And they're probably keeping secrets about certain things because they don't want to get looked at like bad or like just certain things, especially like people that get like the illegal, because I say illegal because it's like some people can't afford to really get it done. So they're going to wherever they can go afford it. you know? And so that's where I'm at with it. Like, I feel like there's a big desire to want a body mod. Being able to afford one, whole other conversation. And then if you can't afford the quote unquote best, and even saying that, because it's like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I feel like some of these girls that are younger than me that have surgery at this point, I'm just like, wow, I wonder what that looks like in 20 more years. Like when you're a full grown adult, elder, like I wonder what's going to happen. And it sucks because we're in this time where like social media is cataloging people's faces. We're able to see migration of like fucking filler. Like there's just so much information coming from like the mod community that's visual. And I wish that we also had their voices to just hear like how it's feeling, you know? But I feel like people be clowning so hard, we're not getting the information that we need. Because here's the thing, I'm sure somebody is getting a surge and they're like loving it. Doesn't mean you're gonna love it, but I bet there's other people who have other things, like I said, to share about their mods. Because I feel like we only hear horror stories. I feel like it's very rare that we see people happy with what they got done, or even people that got stuff done that they have an update on. I don't know. I just feel like at the end of the day, I don't feel like I would ever get a surgery. I am a very poor person, so it's not even an option for me. But if I had the option, I don't believe I would get the surgery, but there's no way to know who you would be if you were in a different room. And I feel like that's what I'm also trying to communicate, that like some of these people want to be in rooms that like they feel like their body is not allowing them to be into. And to be honest with you, I feel like, if your body can't be in a room the way it is, I feel like that's, it's a thing to say that I hope that we can, maybe one day get to, but some people can't. Some people feel ugly and they want to feel beautiful, and the only way to do that is to get a BBL, to put on a wig. And I feel like the pursuit of beauty is a conversation that's so big, but I'll say this. I feel like for the people that want to be beautiful and feel like they're not already it or they don't already have it, I feel like, you know, you owe us nothing, bitch. You know what I mean? You owe us nothing, bitch. Like if you want to pamper yourself, please. Like if you want to, lavish on yourself, if you want to body mod, lashes, nails, like I don't understand why we would have anything to say about what the fuck you're doing for you and what feels good for you. And even if you were doing it because you want to attract people or you want to give off a vibe, that don't fucking matter. And that says nothing about you. It just means that you want attention, which is fucking normal. We all do. We all want to be looked at in a loving way, do we not? And I also feel like if you grow up with people looking at you with ugliness and stankness because you were fat, you were disabled, you were darker skinned, you were learning disabled, whatever the case may be. If people are looking at you or looking down at you, you may desire to pamper yourself in particular ways, or again do some modifications to yourself. These are things that I think we have to hold as a reality and not as a moral failing or a moral judgment. But I do think that it's very easy to look at people and be like, oh, I would never do that, when you couldn't. But also when that's not even on your mind, like some people really don't worry about getting surgery, some people really do. But I really think the issue is the society we live in that makes it to where people would even consider that because of how they're being treated as they are. Oh, thank you so much. Y'all are sweet. Not smartphones or landlines. Not Ice Spice. Why we what? I just happen to be fat and have some red hair right now, some orange hair. Um, y'all are really coming. I love it though. I love it. I love the controversy. You know? Yeah. True. I'm playing. I'm sorry. I'm high. Um, babes, I don't know. I don't be caring. Tom Rob. You know what's funny? I've been looking at my tarot cards for a minute and I have not touched them. So I really feel like I need to really get back on my just reading for self. So when I get back into reading for myself, I'll definitely give it to you. I'm 34. I'm dead that you said I never age. Honestly, I was looking at my old videos and I was like, you just ever look at yourself from like older times? Like I just feel like that's why and like it's so important to me right now to just be like loving on myself so hard because it's like there were so many times like in my older videos where I was just like so insecure about like how I was looking and not saying I was like so insecure that I couldn't post because clearly I was still posting, but I would still be like over analyzing like everything I did. Like I would upload my videos and just be staring at myself like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have did this, or oh my god, like I have something on my face, like just totally freaking out about how it's looking, and like not observing myself as like a whole, just kind of focusing in on things that like didn't really fucking matter. And so now I feel like I'm like doing the opposite. Now I'm just like, oh, I don't care. Like I'm trying to care so little about things that I can't change or things that like, they really don't affect the quality. Like it really just is what it is. Not Oompa Loompa. Wasn't their hair green though and their skin was orange? Why are you saying that I look wow. Y'all are just I'm just intrigued. The prophet, you are so kind. I'm glad that being fat has just it's just left me buoyant. All right, I got some buoyancy. Fatness does keep us looking younger. I'm gonna be so for real. Some people be hating on fat, but baby, the older you get, the less fat you have in your face, babe. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting old, babe. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm trying to stay plump. You feel me? I'm trying to stay juicy. So you will see me out here remaining fat, no Ozempic. But lowest of keys, bitch, the Ozempic is like, it's really, and again, I'm not trying to shame nobody on Ozempic, but I'm just like, damn, Oprah, damn, girl. It's like I feel like everybody that had been fat for their whole life, is they finally got skinny, and I'm just like, damn. Like you could tell who really been waiting to get small with the Ozempic. But bitch, why did I find out? And look, this is again another moment that I was trying to tell y'all about. Oh, y'all are sweet. Y'all are sweet as fuck. Y'all are very sweet. Just thank you. Thank y'all for loving on me in this way because honestly, a bitch be giving glowworm. But what the fuck was I about to tell y'all? We was talking about Ozempic. What the fuck? I really lost it, bitch. I'm so sad. I was talking about buccal fat. What else? What else? Hmm. I was talking about Oprah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, babe. I met this woman today who was in her 40s and she literally was looking like late 20s. And she was being so nice to me at the post office. I was so fucking grateful. It was so cute. It was just a bunch of people just being kind to each other at the post office. I love that. And honestly, she was so nice. She's like, I wish you luck with your business because she seen me with the packages. I was just like, I needed that, sis, honestly, so bad because my God, my motherfucking God. But I felt sad because honestly, in that moment, we were having so much fun laughing and being silly. But then out of nowhere, like the woman that was being really kind to me, she started breaking silence about how there are a lot of older women working in the mailroom who are haters. And I was like, oh shit. And she was being very loud, and I was kind of living for it. I was like, yes. I was like, break silence, talk about it. She was like, don't let you look kind of cute because they want to hold you back. I was like, oh shit, not in the mailroom. But Lois of Keys, bitch, like the mail lady that, I don't want to give her too much, but man, she just always looked like she want to fight me. But she also looked like this lesbian that I know from New Orleans. So I'm always confused because like there's a moment where I'm like, Dorothy? But then there's a moment where I'm like, no, you're not Dorothy. I'm sad about that. I wonder what that bitch is up to because she was looking wild as hell. Yo, flowers. Yo, as far as what state I'm in, I'm in Michigan right now, but I'm about to be in Virginia for a little bit. So I don't know if anybody in Virginia, but let me know. I mean, yo, I'm just saying. I don't know if Dottie be watching my videos. Probably not. Probably not. But that was bitch. I don't know if y'all remember, but I used to fucking sell empanadas. Like, I swear, bitch, on some. Actually, let me not invoke stereotypes, but I've had like every job, bitch. But I literally used to sell fucking empanadas out of fucking cigar boxes, and this lady, who I just named, her sister used to like make them in like this fucking shed, and like she had a shed that she turned into a kitchen, bitch. She had a big ass fry daddy. She'd be frying empanadas like all fucking night. And we would go there with our cigar boxes. I'm not moving to Virginia. I'm just going. My mom is like feeling guilt for my life being like fucking precarious. And she's like, I have this old car that I can give to your friend. And I was like, okay, do that. So she's gonna give my friend a car, which is awesome, cause my friend's been trying to buy a car for like months, and like I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a car person. I don't care about cars. But my friends that are trying to buy cars, they're like, yeah, it's hard to buy a car, especially now. And apparently, like people in the north drive to like the south to get a car. Oh no, we're probably gonna be hours away, babes. My mom lives in South Boston, so I'm about to be in the motherfucking heart. I'm about to be in the heart and soul, baby. I'm about to be in the motherfucking Mason Dixon line, bitch. I'm about to be in the country. It's hood and country out there. Like people be wearing like nice outfits and shit, like a fitted cap and shit, but be on a tractor going to the store. It's that kind of vibe out there. Like you could go to the club, but there'd be a chicken outside for no reason and a rooster. Um, but yeah. Ooh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that, Darla. Yeah, I heard what I was gonna say about Ozempic was because I was trying to tie it back to what I was saying about how people be getting body mods and then we don't never, like people be clowning so hard that people don't talk about it candidly. And what I was trying to offer was that the Ozempic people apparently forever have diarrhea. Like apparently that's a part of Ozempic is like you get diarrhea, like forever, and that makes me fucking sad as hell. Cause it's like, do people know that before they get it? Cause I'm telling you right now, diarrhea is an inconvenience. On top of that, that means that you're dehydrating every day. It means that your body requires more water every day to process your stool. So it's just very much to me a moment where I'm like, damn. It's like one of those like, you know, not in the club. A chicken will be outside the club. Outside. Darla, I'm crying. Darla, not you know the area and you're dead. Not, but bitch, hold on. How about my mom called me the other day and told me that somebody white told her that she thought that she was white and just hung out with a lot of black people and that's why she sounded like that. And I was like, whew, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, not the gastrics. You know what, Sonata, talk about it. This is a safe space for fat people and also previously fat people because I don't want to count you out, you know? Because sometimes I be seeing the people that just lost a lot of weight to Ozempic, and I'm like, I don't want you to feel like you can't say nothing no more. You know what I mean? Like, cause some people I'm sure get skinny and then they might realize like that it's not for them. I don't know too many, but I feel like I have seen like fat people lose weight and then gain it back, and people just be roasting them, and it sucks because it's like, damn, like maybe they prefer being a fat bitch. Like I know for me, the more weight I lose, the more I'm like, yeah, I actually do prefer being a fat bitch. Cause like I really do like being chunky. Like whenever I touch my body, I'm like, damn, like I'm soft as hell. Like I am at like my whole shit feel like a titty, babe. Like at the end of the day, babe, I feel like there's just there's no way that I could ever like just I'm at a point where it's like I really would kiss the ground a fat person walks on. And I feel like people not everybody really gets that. Like, not everybody really understands that, like, there's such a standard. Like, we're supposed to, like, really look at thin people and be like, oh my God. And it sucks because it's like when you're not thin, there's almost like this inherent, like, lack of feeling hot because hotness is literally centering thinness, like, all the time. And so that's why I'm just sitting here, like, you know, mm, like, because I just feel like I feel like I'm at a point where I see the lies. You know, I see the lies. Like, they really want us as fat people to really see ourselves as ugly, because low stuff keys, babe. Like, low key ugliness is it's a construct that's supposed to really make you accept less. Like, highest of keys. I'm not even trying to be funny, but like the more that the world is trying to tell you that you don't deserve, or that you, it's a psych, babe. Like, hear me. Like, they're really trying to prepare you to accept less, when really, when really, babes, if I automatically deserve less, why are you telling me that? Like, if that was just an innate truth, why do you have to tell me that? Like, I just feel like that's the part for me. It's like when they go out their way to not include fat people, I'm like, why do you feel like you have to do that? Why do you feel like you have to pretend like we don't exist? Why do you try to say that you're inclusive but then you, like, don't give our sizes? Like, why do that? And it's a psychological thing. Like, they're really trying to make us feel like shit. So that's where I am at. I'm just like, yeah, no, no. Like, anybody you tell me is the bad guy, I'm gonna actually sit there and just really, really ask some more questions, really do some research, because 9 times out of 10, who we believe is like the bad person or the wrong person, or even just the person that is such a flat caricature that they have shared to us, 9 times out of 10, it's nothing of the motherfucking sort. But how the fuck would we know? Like, think about it. How often do we get movies from the position of an abused person who actually gets justice? Like, I feel like it's so rare that we get movies that, like, really give us a real, true depiction of justice, because we're just not getting it. And so I feel like that's also why, like, there's a fatigue happening right now, because, like, so many people are seeing, like, they're like, what's next? And the thing that sucks is some people really be thinking, like, we're gonna go to space, we're gonna connect with AI, and it's like, bitch, no. That's why anti-blackness and motherfucking anti, like, just white supremacy is getting so loud, because they're like, bitch, we don't have no plan. That's the whole part about white supremacy. They've never had a plan, bitch. They never went to space, bitch. They never went to the moon, bitch. And I know some people will be like, bitch, bye. I'm telling you, bitch, do some fucking research, bitch. It's a whole fucking psychological operation to make you think white people really got it. That's why it's even crazier that other countries are really trying to do this now and be like, yeah, girl, we went to space. Girl, you did it. You're just trying to give your people hope. Like, that's honestly what it is, bitch. Like, I hate to say this, but, like, white supremacy really stay trying to give themselves hope, bitch. They stay because they literally teach themselves fucking narcissism. They literally teach themselves that they're nothing without whiteness. And I was telling one of my friends, I was like, as white supremacy is exposed, white people will have to find new ways to assert their dominance, their superiority, especially if they believe the lie. Like, if you've believed for a long time that you were inherently special and it was just something about you, white people, at some point, you have to really reconcile with that. And that shame and that past experience. And I say this as someone who is, again, constantly unpacking the ways I've shown up and operated as a lighter skinned mixed person, how I've been in bad faith. Like, there's gonna be lots of times in my life where I'm sitting there like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have said that, or I wish I would have had more information. There's going to be a lot of that from white people. Many of them are ill equipped to sit with that level of shame. And that is why I truly believe, like, there's another level of, like, danger with white people, because the more they learn about white supremacy, the more they have to operate in the reality that the oppressed has put forth. Like, we're only aware of movements because people are moving. Do you understand what I'm saying here? I know a lot of people understand what I'm saying, but some people don't. But like, you only know about slogans, you only know about what people have done in the past that you can recall it because that movement was moving. Like, people were doing things. That was our ancestors, forefathers, foremothers, like just so many people that we could probably not even describe at the time because of the ways that LGBTQ was being oppressed. Like, that's another thing I want to say is like, I've seen so much like anti-queer rhetoric, anti-trans rhetoric, and it stresses me out because I've seen like a lot of folks like really, and it makes me sad because I feel like transphobia is everywhere. Trans antagonism is everywhere, but it sucks when like trans antagonism is coming from non-white people. It sucks because it's like like it's literally anti-blackness. Like, transphobia is literally anti-blackness, and people will not do the research to dig and to see that it's all anti-blackness. That the entire system hinges on hating black people. That everything that is oppressed is literally found in anti-blackness. It is a standard, and so for so many folks, like, they'll see the oppression of others, but they won't really connect it to their own oppression, or they won't really connect it to the oppression that is really the ultimate fucking oppression, like anti-blackness. Like, anti-blackness is also connected to homophobia. Like, all of these things are rooted in hating and fearing the black body, but especially the black, fat, trans, dark-skinned body. Like, that's just that on that. So, I don't know. It's stressful. But getting back to what people were talking about, listen, you could say whatever you want to say. But I would really, if you want a reading list, please let me know. Like, first of all, Belly of the Beast. Um, I'm blanking on their name, but I know the title of the book. My bad on blanking on the author. But Belly of the Beast. Um, I would also say Fearing the Black Body, Hood Feminism. Um, damn, who else? Ooh, A Will to Change by Bell Hooks. All About Love by Bell Hooks. Um, damn. Ooh, there's a documentary called No Fats, No Femmes on YouTube. It's worth your time. Um, I'm trying to think. Damn. Ooh, Ayanda Stood, AYANDASTOOD. They have a video called You Are Not a Machine. That video is amazing. I low key want to watch that video with y'all, but I feel like I'm gonna cry the whole time because she just reminds me that, like, there are so many other humans that can see what I see. And that shit is why the internet is so fucking powerful. Cause, like, don't get me wrong, it's some weird shit on here. Truly. But there are so many people that are realizing like the future is fucking indigenous. Like, we really have to go backwards to go forwards. And that is what is scary to some people. Like, the system we're in has never been working. It's never been working. Like, I haven't wanted to watch this movie, but I watched Till, which is like the Emmett Till movie. And I didn't want to watch it because honestly, I really don't like to see shit like that. Like, and when I say shit like that, I just mean I do not like to watch like, I don't want to say over dramatized because it was disgusting. Like, it was disgusting and heinous and inhumane and demonistical. Like, it was many things. But what I'm trying to offer is like, hearing the story was enough. Seeing the picture was enough. Watching a movie, I just thought would just be a lot. But when I actually watched it, it kind of fucked me up even more because I was doing research while I was watching it. And I was just like, God damn. And like, again, like, what we're witnessing is like white people being psychopathic. Like, we're not, like, I feel like like, sometimes, like, people be talking about motherfucking racism and white supremacy. It's psychopathy. Like, it's psychopathy. But if we call it that, like, if it's called psychopathy, then what? But with that being said, it's like, there's no way to ignore that, like, laws changing to include folks in a system that is literally designed to harm, and then acting as if like some kind of rights that were civil were enacted. It's just like, just hearing that, like the Emmett Till case, it being so spread by mass communication that that was what kicked off the civil rights movement. But then, like, it's just like there's so many conflicting stories. Like, do you ever notice, like, they'll be like, oh, these white psychopathic people did this thing, and that's when black people got rights. It's like, no, like that is not what happened. Y'all did some psychopathic shit, and then black folks got killed even more until more of the world was shaming y'all and looking at y'all crazy. And even still, like, even for even to say that is not even accurate, because it's like, you go on fucking TikTok, and it's like, ugh, like you'll just see like different countries and their racist ass ways, or rather their anti-black ways, and just people gaslighting. Like, I'll never forget, somebody told me Colorado has some nice white people, and I was dying laughing. Cause it's like, do you even understand what you're saying? And he didn't. And this is a man from fucking New York. Like, I did not think people in New York would think that there's nice white people out here. What up, Dario? How did my fat acceptance journey start? Um, Honestly, I just felt like a fat bitch that was like, between me and you. I feel like, if I'm being so for real, I feel like growing up, there was always just an emphasis on hiding the body, wearing corsets. Like, my family was very much like a give you some spanks type family, give you a corset type family. Like, my family wasn't a like be fat and live life. Like, I was always being told like to get sturdy underwear, to get sturdy clothes, to wear a slip, to wear triple spanks. Like, I was always being monitored and heavily like guarded in terms of like how I looked. Even to the point where one time I was drinking some water, and my mom told me that the way I was drinking the water was ugly. So just off that, like just off of existing, like there was a problem. So I just feel like, with that being said, like at some point I realized that I was a free bitch. And I also want to say that I was in foster care too. So I was in foster care after living with a narcissistic parent. And foster care, but between me and you, it's a lot of narcissists who are foster parents. Like, they're not raising these kids for no real desire to raise kids. A lot of them is getting that check. Like, some people really will just have a house, a bed and some snacks, like, and just be like, yeah, I could take 5 kids, and they really can't. And they'll use the kids to like start a business, do house labor. Like, a lot of children in the system are being used as maids, as chefs, as care support. It's just a lot. Okay, baby. Okay, we're gonna put you in timeout for about 5 minutes. You're probably gonna leave, cause I don't know what's going on. But yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, I just feel like when it comes to my fat acceptance journey, I just knew at some point that I was a bad ass. I was a bad bitch. Like, I just feel like at some point, I just knew for me I was a bad bitch for what I was presenting, what I was offering. I was like, that is a bad bitch. We love the material. And I also feel like, again, there were a lot of people who would try to humble me even before I was really feeling like a bad bitch. Like, I would just be minding my business, and people would try to make me feel bad all the time. I remember one time I was buying hair from this Puerto Rican dude, and I would never say no crazy shit to him. I would never do nothing weird to him. I would just come and buy some weave and go. And one day I came into the shop, bitch, and this motherfucker gonna tell me, like, oh, like, you're sweating. Like, I'm worried for you. I'm like, bitch, I have hydrolysis or some shit. Like, fuck you, hoe. Like, I come from a sweaty family, bitch. Like, my mom used to have to carry a motherfucking little towel on her shoulder in the summertime. Like, at the end of the day, wow, okay. Yes. All right. People are fat. Okay. All right. People are fat. All right. So he was like, girl, he's like, you're sweating. Like, I feel bad for you. Like, I hope you don't die. And it's awkward because it's like people will say things to fat people that is just so bizarre. It's like, sweetie, we're all gonna die. And the worst part about it is we don't know. It's a secret. You're never gonna know when it's your time to go. So why even bring it up for anybody else to have to hold that you're worried for them? Because my thing is this: I'm worried for all of us. I'm worried for all of us. We're in a system that actively just doesn't allow us to be our full selves. That actively hates black people. That actively hates people, period. But especially black people, in a way that materially shows up like all the time, like in not just violence but also lack of motherfucking funds to buy any damn thing. So it's one of those moments where it's like people will really use your fatness as a way to be like, oh, I can see that you're not worthy of treating good. I could tell. I'm looking at you and I'm immediately saying, no, I'm not going to treat you good. And again, we live in a world where that's acceptable. Like we still live in a world where being fat phobic is just fine. Just fine. Oh my god, Darla, that is so ugly. That is so ugly. I'm so sorry they said that shit. And that's the thing. They'll really think like you ate something or you're pregnant. Like they'll really think it's their place to be telling you some shit about your body. Meanwhile, I know me and you don't even be talking like we're not even really thinking about nobody body like that. I don't like I'll comment on somebody's clothes, say, oh that outfit's really lovely. Love that color on you. It pops. We're not making body comments. So I'm just like, babe, are you okay? What the fuck? Like if somebody gained weight, I'll be like, you looking healthy, babe. You looking like you doing well. Like you looking like the chips is up. You know what I mean? Damn. But also my thing is this: if I seen somebody lost some weight, I'm just gonna check in and be like, "Are you Gucci?" Because again, as a fat bitch, I feel like sometimes when people gain weight, people be feeling like don't notice me, and it's like, babe, you're looking robust. Like you're looking motherfucking abundant. Like I mean that in such a kind way. Like you're looking like things are going. Like babe, you look like you've been resting. You look like you've been relaxing. You look like you've been doing. You look like you eating motherfucking salmons, melons, prosciutto. Like you looking like the charcuterie has seen you, and I'm happy that you seeing it. Like I don't know. I just remember reading that like fatness used to be a sign of wealth, and honestly, bitch, the way food prices is coming, I just feel like thinness is a sign of wealth, seemingly to somebody, but to me, in this time for regular people, I disagree. And again, I say that as a fat bitch who has lost weight because, babe, these prices of these meats, like, sweetie, the price of meats. Like, I'm at a point where I'm about to catch me a possum and figure out how to fucking roast it or something, cause sweet, they're out here, raccoons too. Like, I'm about to get me some fucking neighborhood meat, cause the way that it's costed. Right. Not a hairdresser. Oh my god. That's evil as hell. I'm sorry to hear that. I will eat a raccoon. I will eat a raccoon. I don't know why I said it with an accent just then. I will eat a raccoon though. I will eat a raccoon. I'm not playing with y'all. The price of meat, I bet you raccoon good. With the price of meat these days, bitch. This about to be in the history books, bitch. And at some point, the people of 2024 had to roast whatever found itself at their doorstep. Like somebody, listen, bitch. Somebody about to open up a food truck, and I just don't want to hear nothing when people start jerking squirrel. Okay, when the jerk squirrel come out, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay, when they start doing a bourbon pigeon, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay, because I know y'all see these prices. Okay, when they start doing a motherfucking orange raccoon at the food court over some white rice with the extra orange sauce, like just see what it's about. Cause I feel like for between me and you, like it might be good meat. Like we don't know. It might be like there's people that eat flounder, and that fish, it looks stomped on. Like you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like I know where opossums look ugly, But I know I've eaten an ugly critter that was tasty. Would I roast a white person like to eat? Uh, Times would have to be really hard. Times would have to be really hard. I feel like I would want to turn to a mole, a vole, some sort of woodland creature before I went to Caucasian. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm gonna be so for real. People, listen. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Why would you not eat a pigeon? Why would you not? Like, just think about it for a second. Just think about it. A pigeon is a bird. You already eat birds. Like, what is up? Like, why can't we eat pigeon? Watch pigeon flats and motherfucking wings be good as hell. Like, I feel like that's the thing that's crazy. I bet you pigeon is good as shit. I bet you, but we'll never know. Well, we're gonna find out at some point. Let's be honest. I'm waiting for again. New York probably already got a food truck that's doing pigeons, but they calling it something else. They calling it something else, bitch. They calling it something else. I'm gonna Google it because I feel like somebody gotta have already let it slip. Like what the fuck they calling it? But Camille, the way you just hit me, right, 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 right. Not one of those exes that did me wrong. I'm dead. Here's the thing. I don't even really care anymore. Like I just feel like I'm off that timeline. I just feel like any of my exes that did me dirty, like I don't even know who that person was anymore. I know that probably sounds dramatic, but I'm just being so fucking for real. Like my ex Christopher, like I know I watched a couple of my videos back, and I feel like I was being very nice to him personally. Like I feel like I was being very nice, and then I feel like I feel like then I decided that I was like I'm not gonna be nice anymore. I'm gonna say he's evil, and I know some people will not want to hold that, but on some real, I feel like I feel like some people are gonna be able to relate to this, some people won't. But sometimes, like when people do you dirty, like you really want so badly to be like, it wasn't that deep. It's whatever. Oh well, I see both sides. And to be honest, with that situation, I really don't want to see both sides anymore. Like, I just feel like I overextended my grace and my empathy, and I feel like I'm okay with saying that. Like, I think that I think it's a thing that unfortunately, like, I think it's a very like socialized femme behavior to be like, oh, like, well, they were going through things. Bitch, me too. Like, anything I could say for him, it was the same for me. So it's just like, why am I giving him all this grace? Like, that's where I'm at. So I don't think that, like, my exes that did me wrong, like, deserve death. It's not that deep. But it's just like, ew. Like, just ew to me. It's just ew. But, we moved, bitch. And to be honest, it's probably for the best that I don't fuck with those people and those people don't fuck with me. Because in the end, I just feel like a lot of them were just taking advantage of the fact that I either wanted to be with them or I just didn't want to be by myself. And I feel like at the end of the day, like, they probably didn't want to be by themselves either in some way, shape, or form. But the fact of the matter is, like, I don't know. I think I just don't think that I ever took the time to like build a friendship, and I feel like that's where I can see my failure, like not making more of an attempt to like get closer with this person before like jumping into something with them. At the same time, I feel like that's why people do that shit is because they don't have that kind of connection. They don't have that access. And I was telling my mom the other day, I'm like, maybe romantic love wouldn't have mattered so much to me if I had access to my family. You know what I mean? I'm crying. Um, exactly. And again, I just feel like what makes my ex evil to me is that, and I feel like I do not say this enough because again, I was feeling embarrassed, I was feeling stressed, but right before his mom made us homeless, I dead ass tried to break up with him. And I literally told him, we're not vibing like that. Your mom is mean. Your dad is mean. Your whole family kind of strange. I'm not happy. and he begged me to stay with him. That's the only reason why he was homeless with me, because he had literally just begged me not to break up with him, and then here his mom go trying to make me homeless and not him. And he's like, whoa, like he would have looked crazy if he would have been like, yeah. But in the pursuit of us being homeless, he emotionally checked out. Is that his fault? No. But I just feel like it's weird to me in retrospect for you to know that I said I don't want to be with you anymore, for your mom to be saying what she's saying, and for you to just not make a better plan. Like, I just feel like at some point he's like, oh, I'm going to get us out of this situation. But then he just gave up and was just like, I'm going to just do whatever I'm doing. And he had a very, like, it's like in retrospect, it's very much King Baby. Like, I just feel like I was walking on eggshells, and then I'm relying on him for a ride. When really it should have been, in my opinion, let's pause, try to get support then and there. Let's try and get housing separately. Like, you get housing for yourself, but once his mom made me homeless, of course I'm clinging to your son. Of course. Here's the thing, Chris did want to go back home, but here's the thing, he could have stayed. Like, he could have, like, that's the thing that frustrates me is like, instead of doing all that, you could have just stood up to me with your mom and we could have just made a plan for me to leave. Like, him running away with me, I'm gonna be so for real, that was his desire. Like, nobody made him run. He decided to do that on his fucking own. And his mom deciding not to bring him back into her life until he discarded me. Like, I just feel like me reaching out to his mom and being like, come get your son, he needs support. And then and then she texts me immediately being like, he left with you, he's your problem now. In my honest opinion, that whole situation was insane. And you saying that he wanted to go back home, baby, who kicked him out? His own mom. Like, at some point, his mom was the reason why he was homeless too. Like, at the end of the day, his mom was literally love bombing both of us and saying, come live with me. Then, and this is the other thing that annoyed me. Like, I don't like. I feel like the mom was really mad. This I feel like there were so many things that made her mad about me, but one thing that really I know got her mad was we were sitting at the kitchen table, and her daughter-in-law, the woman married to the brother, was like, "Oh, like when are y'all gonna get married?" To me and Christopher. We've been living in this house for maybe 4 months, maybe 4 months, and I was like, "Oh, it's not gonna be like that." And I could tell everybody was shook that I said that, but I'm like, sweetie, like I said, like, babe, that relationship was not giving. And that's what's annoying, because it's like on the outside looking in, I feel like motherfuckers would be like, oh, well, she's always homeless, blah blah. Yeah, bitch, okay, but like, let's talk about the facts that nobody knows, which was, I was like, yeah, I don't want to be with you anymore, so I'm gonna make some moves to get away from you. Next thing I know, the mom is over here making it seem like, uh, I don't like her. Yeah, because I told you that I'm not gonna be with your son. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, like, what we gotta be real about is like, me and Christopher got together, and he seemed like a great person. He seemed so loving and adoring and stuff like that. But some of y'all, and I'm grateful for this, don't know what it's like to be around a man and his mother and have the mother compete with you. Some of y'all don't know what that's like. After experiencing that for a short amount of time, I was like, yeah, I'm good. And Christopher cried. Like, that's what pisses me off about this, because it's like, you won't see that side of things. Y'all will be like, oh, well, you're perpetually homeless, so of course it can't be the white man doing anything. Babes, the way this man was crying, the way this man was like, please don't break up with me, please don't break up with me, and I'm just like, Christopher, this relationship not fulfilling at all. And then of course, like, after your mom is the villain, of course you could be the hero now. Of course, now I'm stuck with your ass, like, low key. Now I look crazy if I try to leave you. Now I look insane if I want to leave you, even though your family's making us homeless, even though I've already made the assessment that your family is not for me. Like, I feel like what people don't want to hold is like, I feel like I was in that situation trying my best to humanize these white people who was treating me like pure shit, while I'm also dating this man who was on his best behavior in the beginning. But now that he's back home with his mom and his dad, he could be acting all different types of fucking ways. And I feel like that's the other thing too. I'm glad that a lot of y'all don't know what the fuck that's like. I pray you are never in a situation like that, because it is a psychological mind fuck for a mom to act like that as her husband. Oh, good night, baby. It's weird. And I feel like I had never experienced that really. Like my very first, I feel like I'll go like this because I feel like my first partner, Andrew, and I don't know if anybody remembers Andrew, but that was my very first partner who I was dating in like the very beginning of my YouTube situation. But his mom, bitch, his mom was openly racist. This bitch told me I had to wear motherfucking fucking slippers to go in her house, and Christopher and Andrew was like, "Wait, why she got to put on slippers to come in the house?" And she had no answer. So I'm like, "Wow, bitch." She said, "No brown foot on my floor." Like, bitch, that was crazy. I was like, "Bitch, I'm never going to your house." Oh, thanks, baby. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, for fucking with me in any capacity. Not lipobetes. Bitch, you got me crying. Exactly. 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 And that's the thing here's all I'm trying to leave with that situation with Christopher. Like, I just feel like his mom love bombed me and him, so I'll hold that. Do I date black guys? Do black guys date me, bitch? Honestly. Like, I feel like I don't even want to go into it. I want to go into it. I want to go into it, bitch. I want to go into it. But like I was saying, like, the mama hated me. Not the back door. Miss Rich, I'm sick. I'm so sorry to hear that. And you're saying livabetic. You mean livabetes. Y'all are talking about motherfucking the redhead dude. What up, Mimi? That wasn't my first boyfriend. Like, that was literally like, I mean, I guess it might seem like I guess it might seem like that, but he was really a bop. Like, we hooked up a few times. I feel like I was obsessed with him a little bit. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. I'm dead to I remember that man, but that was not my like for real for real. Um, it's going fine. Like, I think like I don't know. Like, I feel like it's hard to like report on anything because it's like there's really nothing happening. Like, I feel like that's the thing about being around like regulated people who go to therapy and shit like that. Like, if there's an issue, they say. If there's something to talk about, we talk. But other than that, it's just vibes. I am. That's why I'm saying like my housing situation is just very much like I'm amongst friends, like I'm amongst people that like care for me, like and treat me like a person and consider me. And sometimes I'm gonna be so for real, like I feel like they consider me so much that it like triggers me and like I wanna cry. But I feel like sometimes like, people treating you really good can like fuck you up and like we don't talk about that ever. But like that's what I've been experiencing the most, honestly. Is just like feeling like so cared for that I'm just like, oh wow. And so like that's why I'm crying. Cause like it's just like a lack of like empathy in other places that like just remind you like that you didn't deserve that shit. And so like it's just like hard sometimes. Like I'm like my heart feels overwhelmed. Like and it like fucks me up actually. Like genuinely. And again, like just like being able to be communicating very candidly with people, like that's not always the case. Like I feel like sometimes like not even sometimes, like I feel like a lot of people are operating out of punishment, and so like I feel like sometimes like people are like it's like they can't wait to drag you or like make you feel like shit, and it's like oh damn, and I just feel like that's not the energy. The energy is very much like we know what that's like for people to like just come out of nowhere and just be like you deserve to be hurting, like you're wrong, or like just putting a lot of stress into you, and like that's just not the energy. The energy very much like let's talk about it, let's figure it out. I'm sorry, I need to go blow my fucking nose. I'm just like, damn, I know I have napkins in here. I know I have napkins in here. Damn. Like, I'm really that crying ass bitch. Wow. Pause. Cause usually I have a fucking napkin, bitch. Damn, not me being napkinless. Fuck, we gotta get out of here because I need to fucking blow my nose. But thank you so much. Um, y'all are sweet. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are sweet. Y'all are very kind. Thank y'all for being kind. But yeah, no, like I genuinely do feel like I'm being treated with like respect and support here. And like again, I feel like the thing that also sucks is like I get it. Like I can understand how like people think like if you've been homeless, you've been crowdfunding, like you just like some people will really think like I deserve to just be left by my partner or deserve to not be treated right by my partner. And the thing is like I feel like me and Christopher, like did I love him? Did I really care for him? I did. But I feel like what sucked is just having to like go through shit with him and just like find out that he was unwilling to like actually do any kind of like restorative shit past that experience. Like, it's one thing for your parents to harm both of us, it's another for you to go back there like that never happened. Like that, like I feel like that's the thing that's crazy to me is like that situation unfolding and people can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, like the reality is your mother was so racist that it impacted your health and mine emotionally, physically, in every fucking way. It doesn't matter that his mom bought him a house. Forever, she will have to hold that during the fucking pandemic, she made sure that her son's life was fucking hell. And she told some woman that she hated that she was responsible for her own child. She has to hold that for the rest of her fucking life. And the thing about it is like her son, he'll post a picture probably of a bird or some shit and make it seem like everything's cool. But like I just feel like from what I've learned about Libras, there's no way. There's no way for them to just act like everything's all cool and everything's fine. Like there's it's just not real. Like I just feel like one day he gonna pop out and just beat her ass or like cuss her out. Yeah, she bought him a whole house. Absolutely. Exactly. And that's the thing. That's why I feel like I was trying to go easy on him before. I was trying to be like, oh, well, I don't want to call him an abuser. I don't want to, because I can see that he's being abused. But that doesn't change that, like, you knew I was trying to break up with you. Your mom is doing harm to me. Like, I just feel like that was a moment to let my ass go. And instead, he dug in deeper. And then when things got even worse, he was like ineffective. Like, I just feel like, again, I didn't have a choice. Like, when we became homeless, I had no choice but to do what the fuck I'm still doing to this day. Like, I'm not saying that I regret doing what I do for work or that I hate what I do. That is not the case. What I'm saying is, I didn't have no time to figure out what to do next. Like everything happened very quickly and I kind of just leaned into it. But the thing that sucks is like the business carrying on without him. Like, babes, like we would fight because I'd be like, can you help me with the menus? And he'll be mad. He'll be mad. He'll really be mad at me for me to ask him to help me with the labor. And he'll be like, babes, the only thing he would have to do is go pick up the order I made. He did not have to do shit else with the business. He didn't fucking like babes. Like and it was to the point where it's like, babes, like we're no longer on the run. Like we have housing now. You know what I mean? Like we're stable. What's next? And so it's just like one of those things where it's like I was doing everything except for going to pick the shit up. That's the thing. She bought him a house when he came back home. She never bought the house until he came back to her. But I asked her. I told her. I love that meme. I told her. Okay, so I told her. I said, please come get your son. Like I told her a year before we broke up officially. Please come get your son. I will figure out what the fuck I gotta do. I'll figure it out without him. I was like, I like the thing that he does to help me figure out what we like, the thing that he does to make sure we both survive. I can find someone else to do, which I have. Like that, the gag of it all, babes. The gag of it all. It's like, babes, being single, not depending on a man, best decision I ever fucking made. But at the time, could I make that fucking decision? No, bitch. I was in fucking Ohio living with a man and his family that had, in my opinion, isolated me. In my opinion, I don't care what other people will see or say. I don't care because you weren't living it. But I was in the middle of fucking nowhere, Ohio, living with a man and his family, and they just wanted a fucking slave. They wanted a maid and they wanted a chef. And they did not want my ass to cook. I'll just put that right there. I was not a good chef at that time. I'm still working on it. But I'm just saying, I was not cooking like that. So they wanted me to clean, they wanted him to cook. What was making them sick was that I was like, Christopher, if I clean this, you're gonna clean this. And he would be like, okay. Cause I'm like, bitch, I'm not a slave. I'm not a fucking maid. So, and also, it's four people living in a house and only two people cleaning. That's crazy. Personally, I don't care how anybody feels about that, but I believe if there's everybody living in a house, everybody should do something. Obviously, we're not gonna always be able to get it on the same day. We're not gonna all be able to do the same thing, but it just wasn't sitting right with me that there's four people living in this house and only two people are cleaning and cooking, and the other two people are acting like that's what y'all are supposed to do. Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to figure out like what else is there in life? Like I feel like that's the other thing too. It's like, babes, I'm in the middle of a pandemic with this man and his family trapped in the fucking house and the mama hate me and I'm supposed to what? Like this lady hates my guts and I don't realize it. So I just feel like it's very much one of those things where I feel like people will probably over empathize with Christopher because he's an okay looking white man with a beard and long hair. But I'm gonna tell y'all right the fuck now, his mother is a racist. She is very much transphobic, very much ableist, and also on the spectrum her damn self. And Christopher will never stand up to her. He won't because now he fucking can't. But I feel like that's what it is to me at this point. It's like, yo, white people, they could meet up with another white person and never have an issue. Why does she have a problem with me? Because she wishes that her son would fuck her. She wishes her son would marry her. She wishes her son would see her as the most beautiful, most important woman in his life. That's what she wants. Like some women have sons and they become enmeshed with them. That's it's just it is what it is. Like white people, they, you know, like when they be having kids, a lot of times they be trying to act like that's their junior. You know, the baby gonna be just like me, gonna do just like what I did, and it's like why? And I just feel like Christopher's mom really wanted him to be, first of all, with somebody white. Second of all, with somebody who wanted to have children. Third of all, with somebody that was like her daughter in law, just someone that she could beat up on. Because, like, that's the thing, too. Christopher already had a sister in law who was getting treated like pure shit. Getting treated like pure shit. And was getting treated like pure shit in a way that was so wild to me because, like, she was trying so hard to get loved by the family. And I just was not doing none of that. That's why when she was like, "When are you and Christopher gonna get married?" And I said, "Oh, that's not happening." I that's why like that really I feel like genuinely I feel like that moment really fucked me up in all their eyes because I feel like she, the mother, took it as a rejection of her that I was rejecting her son. I really feel like that. But my thought process was, I'm not about to lie to y'all. Like, why? Like, I feel like that's the thing about being autistic. The right thing to do would have been like to lie, right? And be like, oh, who knows? Not dude from the hangover, bitch. You got me fucking crying, bitch. Not not you said I was with Fat Jesus. Bitch, I'm fucking dead. Whoo, child. Mm-mm. But yeah, no, they was really thinking we was gonna have children or some shit. I'm like, sweetie, our genes are not even compatible. Like, I got a square ass head. He got a square ass head. He don't got no chin. I got a little pointy chin. I was like, we can't be splicing. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, babe. We gonna fuck around and make Patton Oswalt. We just can't do it. Cause you following me, dog. You're following me. You came to me to this. But anyways, like I was saying, actually, I wasn't even really saying nothing, bitch. But I feel like honestly, I feel like the thing about Christopher that makes me laugh the most is that I just don't think that he's like in retrospect, I just think that I wanted to be in a relationship so bad that I got involved in something that was like really crazy. Like, don't get me wrong, I see the ways that I was like doing way too much. Like, I feel like after I got cheated on, I thought like this is it's all aligning. Like, I'm meeting this guy that really likes me. Oh my god, I'm meeting his mom. His mom really likes me. Like, it was very much like I was coming from a situation. Like, I feel like that's the thing. It's like needy, sensitive. It don't exist, but it's like, sweetie, I was coming from the desert. I was thirsty on another level. And this motherfucker came up to me on some, here's some water. And then the mom was like, here's the river. And I'm like, whoa. But she really wanted me to drown. And I didn't understand why, but I feel like that's the thing about it. It's like, it's not even just that she was a mess with her son. I also want to just say, like the psychopathy that can make white people decide to kill young black children or just harm black people in general, it didn't die. Like, it's still here with us. You know what I mean? Also, Voldemort. Joy Boy, I pray that you know, it's probably not. It's probably not. Just go eat a snack. Go eat a snack. I would also call 211. It's definitely time to hit the 211 and talk to somebody because, baby, this is a lot. This is so much that you're going through and you deserve to be helped. Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you for sure. And I'm hoping that you go to the proper channels to go get support because this is not it. It is not it. I'm so sorry to tell you that. But 211, babe, 211. Hit them up for real. Okay? Because sometimes we be thinking it's time to die, it's time to go. And I empathize greatly because, baby, I be thinking that a lot myself. But I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not. But hit that 211 because I have had to call there myself. I've had to talk to somebody and be like, hey, not feeling good, want to be gone, help me. And they have talked to my ass for free. So just PS on that. Anybody out there that needs it, you can dial 211. All right. I'm sure she did. All right, babes. All right. All right. Take care, babes. We love you. We're going to see you later. Good night. Good night, sweet prince. See, I knew something was coming, babe. I know what. I know what. But, ciao. I pray not, need to look. Adriana, bitch, it's been so long. Thank you so much for being kind. I hope you're having a good day. See, I don't feel like I have to explain, but I do feel like sometimes, like, when people say stuff like, and I'm not trying to comfort anybody when I say this, but when people are like, oh, I feel like Christopher wanted to go home, it's like, well, his mother shouldn't have been racist then, right? Because that's the only reason why her son left. Like, I just feel like if anybody else put themselves in that situation where, like, your parent is being racist to a degree where the only solution in your mind is to run away from home. I just want people to just hold that. Cause I feel like fuck whatever the fuck you think I'm doing in that house. Because I feel like that's another point that I want to make too. This is something I've come to recently. Like, white people have a very threshold for bullshit from people of color. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Very short threshold. If you're annoying a white person, it's very rare that they're going to just let it just keep. They're not going to. They have no reason to. Their privilege doesn't operate in that way. Like, that is why we know about. That's why we have the term Karen. Because if a white person really disturbed, they'll act a certain way. That's why I'm trying to offer that if you see me around white people, trust and believe I'm treating them good. Because white people don't be around people of color that aren't treating them good. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because I'm tired of the victim blaming. That's why I talk about this stuff because it's important. Because if a white person is distressed, disturbed, don't fuck with you, sweetie, they won't be around you. They will not fuck with you. So I just want to put that out there that by the time a person of color is breaking silence about white people they're around harming them, that's around the time when the white people are like, and that person was, that they were toxic. Like I'm just saying, like, and again, I know some people won't understand what I'm trying to offer, but it's very rare that white people will tolerate you treating them how they're treating you. But if you decide that a white person's not treating you to your standard, to what you like, and you get away from them, who knows how people are gonna praise your. But like I said, that's why I'm telling the whole part about me telling Christopher I want to break up. Because I know some people will look at that situation and be like, damn, you got with this man and then, oh, you're homeless again. No, I believe that I had met someone that was supposed to be significant in my life. Their family was love bombing me. I was actually being emotionally abused. Like, but nobody want to talk. But we don't want to talk about that because it's easier to just say that I was just some random person that ran. Because if you really think about it, it's insane. If you really think about it, it's really insane to think that you're being accepted into someone's family as a part of their family. Like to be told, we're so happy that our child has met you. We want you to live with us. Like to believe these white people means that they were doing something that made me believe them. No, you didn't trigger me. I'm not triggered. I'm just trying to offer that like you're going to hear other people of color tell a story someday about white people harming them and you may want to say, "Well, why were you around them?" Baby, that's not the right question. Why the fuck were they around me? If that was their standards for care. And I feel like we will not talk about that. We won't talk about that. We'll keep missing that. And I just want to bring it up because I feel like the more that I'm in spaces where I listen to black women, especially black women who like date out or just have had experiences with men of color who are not black or just white men or just non-black men, there's this like knee jerk to be like, well, why were you over there? Sweetie, why were they over here? Like people be like, well, why did you trust that white person? Why did that white person operate and move like they're being trustworthy? Like I'm tired of this because it means that the rest of us have to operate like white people are not human. Does it not? Like if we never can trust white people, if we can never trust a white person, if we have to always be on guard, that's all I'm trying to offer. Is like if we have to always be on guard for white violence, then how could we ever look at the person who has been violated and be like, well, why were you over there? Sweetie, if they have a reputation for being fucked up, shouldn't they have to handle that? But I feel like, again, people will think it's easier for you to avoid the oppressor than the oppressor to stop oppressing you. And I'm tired. We do. We do. Bitch, I'm crying. I live for you. I live for you taking a screenshot of me and then posting it. I love you, Bella. Live life. But listen, I know we live in a world that says don't get played. We don't live in a world that says don't play people. We don't really live in a world that says don't play people. We live in a world that says don't get played. So the onus is always on me, right? The onus is always on you. Onus is always on all of us, right? To watch our neck and protect ourselves, right? And I'm not saying that like we shouldn't be doing our due diligence and you know what I mean? But with that being said, how the fuck we supposed to see every attack? Like I just feel like it's not giving reality. And so I just want to say this to anybody out there who feels like, damn, I got to stop being a victim. No, sweetie, they got to stop victimizing you. They got to stop traumatizing you, sweetie. And like again, you can hold yourself accountable for what? Being in the room? Like I just feel like that's the thing with the Christopher thing that stresses me out. It's like what did I do wrong? Love this white man? Trust his family? Like what where did I go wrong? Not have a support system? Tell me what I did wrong, please. And it's one of those things where it's like it makes me sick because it's like We live in a world that really hates poor people, and then really will be like, damn, poor person, why didn't you protect yourself? It's like, bitch, with what? With what? What protection will I have as a poor person? It's very much a gotcha, cause it's like that's how this whole shit gets to keep on maintaining itself. Poor people, people that just not 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 linked up. I'm gonna let you cook. Bookworm Radio, Bookworm Radio, Bookworm. I appreciate you for coming out the book. Thank you for coming out the book. But no, it's like, listen, if Christopher would have said, "Oh, my mom is evil," do you think I would have been living up in there? Fucking no. He was like, "Oh, my mom is so nice. My mom is such a sweetheart. She means well." Exactly, bookworm radio. That's what I'm saying. It's like people be telling people not to be victims, but it's like, sweetie, for there to be a victim, there gotta be a motherfucking abuser. And so it's just like, sweet, it's like, once I become a victim, we gotta get clear about who harmed who and why. And I get it, like, some people are harming people because they've been harmed. I get that part. I got that. But I feel like that's the other part of this too, is like, some of us are just supposed to get ate up. Like, I really hate that. I really hate that, but it's the truth. Like, this society is set up so that some of us get ate up, and it's a guarantee. Like, ain't no other motherfucking reason. There's a reason why they got the abortion ban, bitch. They want to make sure a lot of the girlies in the South don't learn, don't get their education, get stuck somewhere with a baby. They want that. There's a reason why the gender roles and shit are set up the way they are. They want somebody who's not that educated. They want somebody who's going to have a child in poverty so that they can exploit those children. Like, that is the whole point, bitch. Like, that's honestly the whole reason why I even come up over here. Cause, sweetie, I was supposed to be in prison, and sweetie, who knows what I'm gonna get if I'm gonna be able to avoid that. But sweetie, I'm supposed to be trying to get fucking food stamps. I'm supposed to be motherfucking a statistic so bad, bitch. Like, I just feel like that's what people don't want to hold. It's like, it's deeper than people abusing me or me being a fucking disenfranchised person. There are people who are like me who are not supposed to make it, bitch. Like, that's the whole fucking point of capitalism, sweetie. Like, you think it's just they're giving white people opportunities and money? No, bitch. Like, it's a whole social engineering. Like, you have to engineer poverty. If you're telling me that somebody got money and they're better than me and have more, gets to experience better life than me, you're actively making it so my life is worse. And so it's like, once you understand that some of us were meant to always uh you know some of us were meant to always have to go to the payday loan place, okay? Those payday loan places are sitting where they are for a fucking reason. Some of us were supposed to be alcoholics. That's why the liquor store's so fucking close to the house. Some of us supposed to have a drug addiction. Some of us supposed to be addicted to fucking meth. Some of us are supposed to die off the fentanyl. That's really why the fuck it's there. Like, everything that we know about, everything we have access to, bitch, they was fucking planned here. Like, sweetie, we're in captivity. That's the worst part about it. We are in a fucking human zoo every day, bitch. And the worst part is we be on these phones watching other people in their cages and trying to figure out why the fuck we're broke. Sweetie, it's set up this way. That's why the internet is what it is, because you're able to escape how broke you are and get to live in an illusion for a little bit. That's the whole point of this shit at this point, is being able to. But the people of color, disenfranchised people, black people especially, are showcasing the reality, are not willing to perpetuate an illusion. And I feel like some people really hate to see it. But I just want y'all to know, like, whenever you see a person, especially a black person living on the internet or existing on the internet in a way that don't make you feel good, it's probably for the fucking best. Honestly, it's probably for the fucking best, because the reality is, like, the respectability politics around black people online are so fucking evil. Like, even especially now, like, whenever I see the young girls online, like, can we talk about this? Because they're talking about the millennials and Gen Z competing over who look younger. Babe, that whole conversation is 100% fueled by Hollywood. Like, fuck us fighting. Let's talk about how to be looking good, and oh, there's a damn bitch. I've been really trash about charging my phone, so I cannot even type. Okay, if you type in is water texturist, there's a lighter skinned person with round glasses and very short, like 4C hair that does series about natural hair and just so much information that I'm grateful exists. Like they've been talking to hair chemists and stuff like that, just trying to offer the natural girls just a space to exist and breathe. But one thing that they had offered, damn, and I hate that I really am on a fucking tangent. I lost my original thought trying to give the shout out, but basically this person was talking about um I found it. They were talking about the only glow up that's achievable for like black girls, especially younger black girls, is rooted in Eurocentricity. Like the concept of having to buy a wig, the capitalism behind having to buy a wig, lashes, nails, like the concept of what a baddie looks like and all the money that it costs to become. And even the concept of glow up, meaning like how you naturally look, is not enough. Like these things are really a part of why things are happening the way they're happening, or also why certain people show up the way they show up. And so the Gen Z girlies looking older, sweetie, like from they were since they were babies, they thought they had to get a OD long straight lace front, their eyebrows done, like I just feel like growing up, I feel like there wasn't, like I feel like makeup was a thing, sure, but I feel like somebody said it recently that millennials got to have an awkward phase, that like we got to like figure out our makeup skills, and like Gen Z kind of grew up seeing people executing these like very high fashion looks that became more and more accessible. Like I remember coming up and people were gagged over a crispy fucking eyeliner. Like if you could get your eyeliner to, if your eyeliners was symmetrical, baby, that's all you needed. Like, ooh, we need to bring back the early 2000s, bitch. Oh my god. Cause all you needed was a good cat eye, sweetie. That's all you needed. Maybe a little glitter, maybe a little shimmer on the brow bone. Even that, it's not promised, you know? Like bitches was doing whatever they was doing. Nowadays, like you really have to like buy some shit. Get a kit, do a spray. I see airbrush girlies. I see girlies doing motherfucking freckles. I'm seeing a lot. So it's like I can't imagine like being a young girl today trying to get fly. Like that shit costs mad money. On top of that, it's costing mad money, and then you gotta take that shit the fuck off. You gotta, like, I feel like that's the psychological part of wearing lace fronts and shit that I didn't really think about, because like bitch, I was just too busy caught up wearing the lace front. I wasn't thinking about my brain in the end. Yes, the glitter lip gloss. Oh, I love that. That was fun. But it's like the concept of like glowing up and looking beautiful, looking hot. Like I really hate that, like when my hair is like this, I'm supposed to feel like ugly. I'm supposed to feel like I'm not done, or I'm in the middle of getting to the beauty. Like I hate that shit, cuz it's such a weird thing, like how like especially black women are meant to be chasing an aesthetic of beauty that is literally being offered to them through the lens of capitalism and Eurocentricity, and not at all with them in mind. And this is not for me to say, this is not me trying to offer anything about wigs or like looking any kind of way, because as many of y'all will know, I love a wig. Like I literally have a wig in my closet right now, bitch, because sweetie, like in the middle of all this natural hair, sweetie, I want to be able to put on a hair hat and go. Like wigs are versatile, so I'm never a wig hater. I'm just acknowledging that like there have been times, where I just think about how like when I wear a wig, like people really just treat me so much better, and like it's very much it's like material, like it's very much, the evidence is very clear. Like when I wear my natural hair, people really disrespect me, like very, very frequently, and just treat me like I just have no worth. And it's very weird because again, I'm not trying to say I'm doing social experiments, but the last time I updated my pictures, I only had pictures of me with natural hair, and I got way less people talking to me. I literally just put on a wig, took a couple pictures, posted them shits, my whole shit blinging off of a wig. And again, this is not me trying to hate on wigs or say anything bad about wigs or wig wearers or anyone who wants to change their body mods or whatever the fuck. I love that for you. Please enjoy, bitch. I want to dress like a fairy every day. Trust me, we are very similar. But with that being said, the after, like when you take that wig off, like, or having to reveal yourself, like that's the thing. Like I was really just thinking about how, like, how much maintenance it takes to feel beautiful, and then even then, like, it's such a personal feeling, and just how, like, having access to certain materials will make you think like I'm beautiful now, and that shit sucks. Like I remember feeling so beautiful putting a wig on, or feeling so beautiful because my eyebrows were done. And even now, like I feel beautiful because I let my eyebrows grow in. Like that's a part of me feeling beautiful. Is like my eyebrows, I feel like, look the best they've ever looked to me. And like that makes me feel happy. But it's like, damn, if those eyebrows weren't there, would I be feeling like I was ugly? Would I be feeling bad? And those are things I try to unpack with myself. And bitch, I can't really call it. Like if I don't, I'm thankful I don't have to answer that question because I do have eyebrows. But I've been eyebrowless. I've been eyebrowless and I didn't like it, and I wish that I had fucking natural brows for like my whole life. But even that, it's like, imagine like 35 fucking hairs breaking you down or not. Like that's crazy when you really think about it. Like when you really think about it, like imagine a couple hairs breaking you down, bitch. But I feel like even when you get them little curlies right down here, bitch. My PCOS hoes know when you get them little curl, bitch. When you find one on your neck, when you find one of them, bitch, and don't let it be curled over. I'm like, oh shit, she just been living on my neck for a long time. I didn't even know I had a fucking neck hair, bro. I found that bitch one day casually. I was shook. And I ripped the bitch out too, like violence. Like I really ripped the bitch out my neck. Like I really said no. Like the bitch wasn't gonna come back. Like now I got a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And do I have to do that? No. But I'm not gonna lie. Like that's, I feel like that's one thing. That's one thing. Low key, there's a girlie that I watch. I'm blanking on her name. I want to say it starts with a D. I feel like somebody knows what I'm talking about. She's a girlie that be doing the waxing. Like she be waxing her beard, and I live for her. That's a bad bitch. I want to say her name is Demetria, but I feel like I'm wrong. But I think it starts with a D, and she always posts like her different pampering videos, and I just appreciate seeing that because I feel like, yo, it's wild to be just feeling. I don't know. I feel like it's just I never had hair on my face, or that I knew. Daquana, thank you so much. Thank you so fucking much. I knew it was a D. I just could not remember. Yes, find them. Find Daquana, give them their flowers. Like they literally post like the maintenance of like taking care of like hair that grows on your face. And like as much as I don't feel like I have a lot, I still feel like, bitch, every now and then, like I will hit the razor, absolutely, bitch. I really will. Cause I feel like I have like maybe 5 or 6 hairs that get curly like right here. I have one on my chin that be really annoying me. Cause that bitch just, I don't know where I'll just notice like just one. And I'm like, really, girl? You. Like, I feel her, bitch. I feel her. That's just wild. Like, I feel her so strong right here. I really did rip it out violently. I was like, right between my nail. It was tragic. I feel bad. I feel bad. That's why I just shave it now. Because I'm like, I don't need to be doing all that. Like, let me know. Because I feel like you rip it out, bitch. Now it's going to get stronger. Not that one lonely chin hair for real. It's just one strong one. The comments be wild because people are transphobic also. And people think, like, if you have a beard, that means something about your masculinity or you having like being a man, having some masculine quality. And the thing that sucks is like anybody could grow hair on any part of their body or not. Like that's the thing. Some people can't grow no fucking hair. Like some people really cannot. They don't have the option. It's not for them. So that's another thing that's frustrating is like we really live in a world where like people really think like this or that thing has something that means something about your sexuality or your femininity, and really it doesn't at all. Like a lot of people don't understand biology or even the kaleidoscope of gender. Like that's the other thing too that be blowing me is like people really will be ignorant and not even hold that like what we think of as man and woman in the context of like binary is just what we think. It's not necessarily what we know. And even the concept of like how what people are supposed to look like. Like we know that people come in so many different heights and colors and head shapes. And so like what we consider like quote unquote normal or like even standard is not the case. Like there are people born all different types of ways and we don't even get access to like knowing half the truth, if that makes sense. Like we're all under the assumption that like the bodies that they show us on TV are the bodies that we're all supposed to have, or the bodies we saw in a book, a science book, is like the only bodies that exist. And it's frustrating because there are people that have so many different types of bodies than what we have. And we don't get to see those people represented. And then when we see those people online, we're like, well, I never heard about this in school. It's like, yeah, baby, your school books are from fucking 20 years ago. Your school books are also impacted by transphobia. Like your school books are not great. But instead of talking about that, people are just gonna be like, "Well, I didn't know," and I hate that shit because it's like, yo, new information around us every day. Like I don't understand people like that. I don't understand people who be like, "Well, I didn't know," and just want to keep on living like they didn't hear. Adapt, please. You got some new data. Like get it. Do I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ? Um, Here's my thing. I believe that we all have power. And I believe that in the world we live in on today, I believe that people have this idea of God and Lord and Jesus Christ. I believe people have an idea of it. And I feel like that's a powerful thing, period. Like if you have an idea, if you're putting a lot of your worship into something or somewhere, that's a lot. That's a lot of power. Now, do I believe that there is a white man or any man flying above us and, you know, doing things just powerful? I don't. I don't. I don't believe that there's a man in the sky at all looking down on nobody. I don't. But I do think that religion, whew, it can function and operate many different ways. Nubia, I was just thinking of you. How are you doing, babe? Do you mean Santa? Exactly. Exactly. Needlick, I appreciate you. Also, I wanted to go back to what Bookworm Radio said. It's a while to see the theory proven in real time. I appreciate you for saying that. Hmm. I appreciate you for saying that. I'm not gonna tell you Santa's not real, babe, because you might be white and live in a household where they still be putting out cookies and all types of shit and giving you that whole experience. So if you still getting cookies and presents and shit, and they still, in the middle of the night, you think you hear moose tracks and fucking Rudolph and shit, like I hope that's still happening for you. Genuinely, like I hope that that's happening for you. I'm hoping you're getting that experience for real. Cause when I found out Santa wasn't real, bitch, I don't want to say it fucked me up, but I was like, damn, bitch, you could have let the magic live in my heart a little longer. Like, bitch, I found out Santa wasn't real because my mom ain't wrapped the presents in time. And we woke up and we caught the bitch. And I was like, wow. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is a large scale deception. I was like, what happened to Saint Nick? What happened to the Rudolph and I was like, damn. I looked on the stove. I was like, bitch, you ate the cookies too? Like that shit fucked me up a little bit. I was like, whoa. I was like, my mom really been gaslighting me for a long time. She really told me an old white man be coming from Antarctica to bring us gifts. And lowest of keys, bitch, I'm gonna be real. That same year, my uncle, who like God rest his soul, he's still alive, but I'ma still ask that God rest it, cause his soul be doing a lot. But my uncle had definitely stole us a fucking N64, and I only know it was stolen because at some point they had to like burn a piece of the fucking game for it to go into the cartridge or whatever, because like it was made in Japan. And my uncle don't know no Japanese people. My uncle don't really got too many Japanese friends, child. So I don't know where he got that from. But he really like just showed up with an N64. It wasn't even in a box, bitch. Like just had just a loose N64. Just popped up at the house with a game. And I'll never forget this, sweetie. We could never beat Mario because this shit was in Japanese. We literally couldn't read it. We would just, I just remember trying to play the game. I'd just be running around. And I would just see Japanese characters. I'd be like, all right, whatever's happening is happening. Who knows? Who knows what this game's supposed to be, but it's beyond me now. But yeah, like I said, like, I just felt like when the illusion was broke, it was broke. It was crazy. It was crazy, honestly. I remember we got Diddy Kong Racing not long after, because my mom felt bad because she was just like, "Y'all can't even read the game." I was like, "We really can't even read the game." But this was my uncle that be stealing cars and shit. Like I didn't know that Grand Theft Auto was a real thing until this uncle. I thought it was just something people said. I didn't know it was like a real crime. And they were like, "No, that's what your uncle had done." I was like, "Oh, so he stole." Oh shit! I was like, "That's crazy." Like I was just like, "Whoa." Like I remember one time he called us from jail, and I was like, "What do you say?" You know, like we heard you stole cars. I don't know what's next. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, "Hi, Uncle Mike." I was like, "Thank you for the N64." Then I felt bad because I was like, "Damn, am I snitching?" Fuck. Like I'm on the fucking I'm on the JPay line just trying to say what up to my uncle. I'm over here bringing up old crimes and shit. I'm like, fuck. Well, I hope you get out soon. I hope this ain't another case. I pray. Thank you for everything. Yeah, I feel for him. I feel for him. That was Loki. Like, yo, you know what? Never mind. I can't be. Bitch, let me not, bitch. Honestly, I just feel like I was very confused by my uncle Mark, because I just feel like I never seen him. I never seen him. I really never seen him. He was either in jail or he was with this lady. Bitch, you know what? You ever have an uncle that got a girlfriend for so long she become your auntie, but she not your auntie, bitch? I just feel like my uncle Mark had this woman that he was dealing with named Rosa, and she was my auntie Rosa, and then they broke up, and I was like, Auntie Rosa. She was like, Todd, I'm not your auntie. I was like, wow. And she was like, I don't fuck that man no more. You don't. She was like, I was your play aunt. Like, I feel so bad because in retrospect, I feel like I understand. I feel like kinda, not really. I ain't never been in that situation for real. I'm sorry, but it's true. Like I'm sorry. It's just the truth, man. Like I said, some people not meant to really make it in this world. Like I'm not trying to be shady, but like he is the son of a man who like loves Jesus so much, and but later in life, like like in retrospect, my grandpa's like one of those addicts who like was like, you know what? Instead of doing drugs, I'm gonna do God. And some of y'all know who I'm talking about. Some of y'all understand. Flowers, no, I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm just saying. I had like two play aunties growing up. I had my aunt Laura and my aunt Rosa. And lowest of keys, bitch, you ever just like sit at the grown folk table and catch some tea that's crazy? Like, I found out one day that my uncle's girlfriend, who I thought was my auntie, was actually still married to a man that she didn't love, and she was trying to get away from him. And I literally was like one day, bitch, I was in the kitchen a little bit too long. I was in the kitchen a little bit too long, and I overheard my mom's friend, well, my fake auntie Laura, be like, "Yeah, I'ma leave him. I don't know when though, Tim. I don't know when." I'm like, "Leave who? My Uncle James?" And then I was talking to my mom. I was like, "Is Laura and Uncle James gonna break up?" My mom was like, "Stop listening to people's stories. Stop paying attention to what people be talking about. It's grown people." And I was like, "Okay, but still, is they about to break up?" She's like, "She ain't even talking about Uncle James. See, that's why you need to stay out of people's business, because you listening and you not hearing." And then she was like, she talking about her husband. I'm like, "Bitch, that's not even a plot. Like, not you trying to drag me, but you." We talk about her husband, sweetie. I have so many more questions now. Like, I will never be in a child's place. I'll never be in a child's place. You done gave me too much information. I'm grown with you now. You might as well pour me on a glass of wine and get me a cigarette too, ma'am. Cause why do I know all of this? But I wanted to know, bitch. I'm a nosy person. So I was just like, what's going on? Right, right. They really don't. They really don't. And when I found out she was married, I was just shook. I was like, yo, you really be. Cause sweetie, like the way I thought she lived with my Uncle James, I'm like, my uncle to the side? I was shocked. I was like, this is my side auntie. Or maybe it was my side uncle. I don't know, bitch. I don't know. Anyways, she's still like my mom's friend, but I don't call her Auntie Laura. I just call her Laura now, bitch, because I'm like, bitch, you ain't my fucking auntie. But isn't that fucking wild how like your family will really just have you like thinking somebody that they're booed up with is your family member, and then one day you find out like actually this person is not even connected to my family like that, and it's like, oh wow, okay. Whoa. And I feel like through my fake auntie Rosa, I had like fake cousins. So I was kind of shook. I was like, how's Tommy doing? Where's Tommy, bitch? Like I used to have a cousin named Tommy, now he gone. Okay, I'm a soy orange. I love you, girl, but we just gonna leave. We just gonna leave that alone. I don't know what people be talking about sometimes. Like I feel like I know it be showing me on the live, but I'm just like, this is a cursed live, you know? Like can't they tell? Like, can't they tell it's cursed? Um, yes, as you should, as you should, as you fucking should. But yeah, no. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I think I said already that I'm going to Virginia to go get a car for my mom because my best friend has been trying to buy one for a minute, so it just made sense. Also, like the damage on the car is not that bad compared to what it would be if they were to get it up here. Cause like as some people may or may not know, um, fucking Michigan, the state I'm in, is like really bad for like rust. Like there's a lot of like salt and shit fucking up the cars. So basically, my friend is getting a car for my mom, which is honestly LMAO indeed. Because I want to go to Virginia? No. Am I going with my besties? Yes. Am I grateful that I'm going to see my mom with people that I actually like? Yes, because at least I'll be able to be honest about how I feel about everything. But today was my mom's birthday, and I tried to call her and wish her happy birthday. But honestly, I don't think, we got into an argument literally yesterday because I had to talk, like, I just feel like I have to really cut her off, but I feel like it's been very hard because every time I talk to her, like, she knows some different shit. Like, some days she'll acknowledge just, like, the things that she did. Other days she'll try to make it seem like, oh, you know, I'm past it or you're grown. And, like, some days she'll send me a meme and be like, oh, like, this meme like made me think about you, and like it'll be some very emotional shit, and like it'll seem like she's trying to be there, but for the most part, like I just, I just feel like the hard part of unlearning, of constantly unlearning, is so in front of her. And she's just not ready to do that. And I feel like there was a video I made where I said some people would rather not hear the truth, because not believe the truth, because it'll break the illusion they have in their own mind. And I feel like that's really what it is. Like if my mom really hears me, she'll have to break the illusion in her own mind. And that's what I see for her. Cause we had an argument where I'm trying to explain to her how like anti-blackness is like it's happening to people who are not looking white, and she's not getting it. And she had the nerve to say what she said to me in the past, which is again another part of like me acknowledging like how like a lot of us mixed people get gaslit. Like my mom literally thinks that because she went out of her way to fuck a black man, that any child she had was gonna be black and not have to go through what she went through. And my mom thinks that I don't know what I am, when it's like, sweetie, I know that I'm mixed. Like, let's move on. Like, that's not why we're talking though. Like, we're talking because I need you to hear me when I tell you that like the ways that you want people to see you as black is problematic, but also it hinges on the reality that like you don't understand what it is to be read as black. No, you're right. No, Nubia, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's just like I feel like I can't say it no other way. Like I feel like she want me to say it in a way that make her feel good, and it's not gonna happen. Like there's no way. Like at the end of the day, the way my mom really really was like, oh my god, like I didn't realize you were going through something. Like she was like, I really thought that my children were gonna have a good life. And I'm like, why did you think that? Like she really, like my mom, like I hate to say this and I mean this like with no disrespect to anybody, and I hope it comes across that what I'm trying to offer is like, off of hearing what my mom has said, my mom really is like I don't even know how to explain this, but like she is so, I don't even know what to call it, but she thinks that like she has gone through something by people not seeing her as black. She really thinks she has suffered. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm being dead serious. Like I'm not, I can't even fucking laugh. Like she really thinks that like people not knowing what she was like the same thing as like somebody knowing exactly that you're not white and like treating you like pure fucking shit. Like she has no fucking concept of that, because in her mind she wishes she was black. And it's sad because again, my mom grew up with a father who created a bunch of fucking quadroons and did not treat them good, and left them, a lot of them, feeling like they either, like at least in my mom's case, she was the one that was like, man, I really want black people to like me, and was going out of her way trying to be in black folk faces. All the rest of her family members all trying to be up in white people faces. So I am holding that like out of all the children in the family, my mother decided like I can't be around white people like that. Maybe it's because she look white and don't want to be white and be hearing white people say stuff. I don't know what that's like, to look white and be around white people and then have them say shit around you, and you're just, I don't know what that's like. I don't know. But with that being said, I truly believe she believes that like blackness is a prize. And I feel like that's why a lot of black men that date her. Because my mom is really one of those white, like light passing, like light skinned white looking people. I don't feel like she's ashamed of mixedness. I feel like she's upset that I'm experiencing trauma, and I'm not lying to her about it. Like I'm not going through things because I'm fucking mixed. Like these aren't things that are happening to me because I'm a mixed person. Like these things are happening to me because anti-blackness is happening to black people. Like I'm not trying to center too much on myself. What I'm trying to explain is that like in the concept of anti-blackness, I am deserving of experiencing trauma in the concept. So I'm trying to explain to her, you wish you was black this whole time, and I'm trying to tell you that this shit is fucking crazy. And my mom is like sitting here like, wow, I really thought that I did something right by you. She was like, I really thought, I was trying to give you some milk. Like my mom really feels like, well, at least you got a lip. That's how my mom really feels about everything. Like that's her. That's all she keeps saying. Oh well, at least you got a lip. At least you got some melanin. That's really her feeling, and I feel like that's the thing. I feel like some of us mixed people not gonna have that same experience. But for anybody with a white passing family member who like really wishes they were seen as quote unquote blacker or more black or red as more melanin rich, like again, I don't expect most people to understand this. I don't, because it's very weird. Like, it's very strange. I've never heard anybody say the shit that she says. But my mom really thinks that blackness is a prize and a privilege because she's quote unquote been denied it. Does that track for anybody? I don't know if anybody's hearing that and understanding what I'm trying to say. But my mom thinks that if only she was seen as black, her life would have been better. So that's why she look at me and it's like, why are you upset? Like what? Like what? Like how could I have done better for you? Like my mom really thinks that like me being a light skinned person is enough. Like you like that. That's how I'm reading it. It's like, oh, you have some privilege. You're okay. Like you're gonna make it. Like I made sure that you know you had a lip. That's really it. I appreciate you, Sophia. And my mom really think like my mom really hates that she don't got no top lip. She's talked about it before. Like my mom has no top lip. That's part of being white, is it not? I'm not trying to be mean. Not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be accurate. I just feel like that's why people think my mom is white. Like she has the features of a white person. And there's no shade to her. But it's just like she like I just feel like that's what I feel like some people don't hold. And I feel like I've seen posts from like darker skinned women talking to their light skinned mom, trying to explain to her like you're never going to experience like what I'm experiencing. And the light skinned mother just like tuning it out and just not being able to hold what's being said. And it's so annoying because it's like, bro, yeah, you're not gonna understand, but like you should be having empathy. And I try to tell my mom that, like, I was like, kneeling to emperors, I appreciate you for saying that, genuinely. Cause I be really feeling like, damn, like this shit is so fucking bizarre. Oh my god, not wearing a dashiki to school events. Like I feel like my mom like really loved my brother more than me because she was like I think she was using him as like, see, I love black people. Like I really hate to say that, but I really feel like my mom used us as signifiers to black men that she wanted to date, that she was not a Karen, that she was here for black men. And I even asked my mom, I was like, do you feel like you went out of your way to date black men because you didn't get love from grandpa? And she said yes, very clearly. And it made me sad for her because I was like, damn, like you was really trying to get validated by a black man to the point where you just really let any black man in your life, even ones that treated you like shit. Like my mom really recently started revealing some shit to me, and I really hate that I'm at that age, bitch. Cause it's like I knew my mom was not getting treated good by these men, but like the things that she's revealing to me got me extra fucked up. Cause I'm just like, damn, like things that I didn't expect, things that I never heard, things that I just didn't know, and it's just like, damn. I don't know. I'm not trying to put too much on her for that, but I'm just saying that like it's like somebody was asking me earlier, like, do you date black men? And I feel like, bitch, I feel like I stay coming up here and telling y'all, if a black man hits me up 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, he is trying to smoke weed with me and or buy weed from me and or fuck me and smoke my weed for free. Those are the three options. I feel like those are the three things. Like I'm either a slut and they're not gonna treat me like a person that they want to even get to know, or I'm someone to exploit very clearly, very much asking for things. Like I've had men ask me for things immediately, ask me to do things for them, ask me for favors. I don't even know them. And I hate to say this. It makes me sad. And it also makes me feel awkward because it's like, sometimes I'll check in on them and I'll be like, hey, I'll be like, are you noticing that like how you're treating me isn't right? And they'll ignore me. They'll ignore me. Like this man recently hit me up and said to me, He was like, "Why are you single?" That was the first message. And I was like, "That's a strange message, don't you think?" I was like, "If you want to start over again, I'd be open to that. But if this is just who you are, that's okay." And then he hits me up being like, "Hey, what's up?" No acknowledgement of the fact that the very first message was very fucking accusatory. Like, I just feel like the dude I went on the date with, "Honeybee, how come you're single?" What kind of question is that? I feel like that's such a weird question, is it not? Oh, kneeling. True. True, true, true. Oh, you're trying to make fun of me. I thought you could. I thought you could tell the name of my motherfucking my nail polish that's fading. Um, bitch. Not you hate your life, Sophia. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this, but your life is so worth like living. Like I know this shit sucks. Yo, Sophia. Sophia. I feel like you're not really talking about my hairline. I feel like you're talking about my hair shape. I gotta go drink water. The way my throat. I'm crying. Yeah, I gotta get water. Wait, no, I have soda. I love vanilla Coke. But it don't taste as fucking it don't taste as vanilla though. See, we can say set better boundaries, but like I said, we live in a world that says don't get played. We do not live in a world that says don't play people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there are experiences, unfortunately. And I feel like that's another thing I want to talk about. I feel like I have tried not to talk about black cis men because I know people have seen me date majority white men. And so I know that there's this like idea that like if you date white men in succession, that like seemingly you are like hating black men, which is awkward because I find more times than not black men are very picky when it comes to non-white women. I feel like a lot of people know that. Okay, vanilla cherry coke. I see you, babes. I love the flavors. But like I said, like people will be uncomfortable to hear what some of us go through with black cis men because I feel like unfortunately I think it does uplift that not just black women are being treated like shit or poorly, but I think it also highlights that this is a problem that black men are having. Period. And I feel like, unfortunately, black men are protected in a way that nobody else black is protected like. And because of that, when black men are being talked about, not even being attacked, just being named, people will feel the need to come out and fight for black men when there's no need to fight for them. There's a reason to fight for them in certain aspects, sure. But like when they're being held accountable for behavior amongst several communities of women, I just think it's important to listen. And again, there's so many experiences people are having with black cis men that I do think that like especially mixed people and people who date out. Because again, I've dated majorly white people. I understand why somebody wouldn't want to hear my take on black cis men. But with that being said, I want to acknowledge that like when black cis men do hit me up to date me, 9 times out of 10, they're not hitting me up because they want to get to know me. And it sucks because I think that when black women talk about a black man trying to humble them, a black man trying to make them feel inferior or ugly or trying to make them feel bad, like I don't want to take away from that conversation and make it seem like everybody going through that because I know not everybody is. But what I'm trying to say is when people who are seen as more preferred are being treated this way, the conversation does shift. And so then it becomes about the preferences speaking out about black men, and then we're going to get attacked because we're seemingly supposed to be holding this line of secrecy for black men in a way that's weird. Here's the thing. I feel like men are easy to hate, but I do think that like black men, unfortunately, in the system of white supremacy, like and like this is gonna sound however it sounds, but nobody black it's not nobody black job to save everybody from motherfucking anti-blackness and white supremacy. I just want to put that out there right now. And I feel like some people don't want to hear that, and I know that's a hard thing to hold, but I think that that's the thing that's fucking some people up. It's like there are going to be a lot of black people who don't want to help the world, be a better place. And I feel like because there have been so many black people that have impacted the world and made it better, there's this over there's this just overt desire to find more black people to throw at problems, to find more black people to be activists and to dedicate their lives to what white psychopathy being corrected. Like in retrospect, there needs to be more black people just doing what the fuck they want to do. Like period. Like there needs to be more black people just eating snacks, finding pleasure, specializing in niche practices that are under motherfucking underseen or underrepresented in black spaces. Like that's how I feel, at least. I feel like black folks need to just be doing whatever the fuck they want to do and not be thinking that they have to fucking save the world and be a part of changing the world. Mainly because there are so many black folks that have already changed the world and it's still anti-black. So that's why I'm just like, damn, like all of the black, queer, fat, trans folk that have helped save the world. And when I say save the world, I mean just combating white psychopathy and just anti-blackness in general. All of that work has been done and we're still here, sweetie. So as far as I'm concerned, I really don't want anybody marginalized to feel like it's all on them. Like it's not on any woman to be combating the fucking abortion bills and shit like that. This is a men's issue just as much as a woman's issue. Because that's the thing. In a patriarchy, an abortion ban, people are like, LOL, these women are about to be stuck with these men or stuck with these babies and these men. But what's not being said is that, a lot of people who are sexually assaulted are now having to carry children. There's going to be a lot of representation, like a physical manifestation of SA living in the world. I'm not saying that there's not people who don't who aren't already existing because of SA. I'm not saying that. I'm sure there's some of us out here. I'm sure there's a lot more of us than we want to think about who are the product of motherfucking SA. But in a situation where your mother has no choice to take autonomy back, like we're literally creating an even more dangerous rape culture in a way that like we're not even seeing the effects of yet, and it's going to be about 25 years before we see it. But from what I'm getting, the point is just to be able to take as many lives as possible. Like if you make it so that people who are sexually assaulted can't get an abortion, sweetie, you just created a new poverty class. Like you're creating poverty classes. Like that's the whole point of this. Like you're putting people in certain positions to where they have no choices and their babies have even less. And those babies have even less, to the point where you'll have people doing anything to survive. And there are places in the world that we live in that are already like that, where people are just outside trying to get their needs met in any way they can. And because of that, there's a lot of abuse running rampant as a standard. And there are people who are stuck in certain places in the world and they're victims every day. And the only quote unquote thing they did wrong was be born in a system where they had no fucking agency. And how many of us are going through that ourselves, where we're in a system that we don't have no power in? How could that mean that we deserve anything bad that happens to us? It just don't add up. Low key, this is my favorite way to do like a braid out or a twist out. what I do is I go to sleep like this, and then when I go take a shower, I'm gonna wet my hair and then put some fucking leave-in conditioner, and then like just go like this and like turn curl the ends and shit with my finger, and then when it dries, then I'm gonna take a pick and then like slowly pick it out, and then let it be amazing. Honestly, it was looking so cute today, but I fucked it up. I fucked it up by playing with it too much, but baby, I done learned a couple things. And I feel like this one, oh, this one's about to come out super cute. I can't wait. Damn, your dad went to jail. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Truly, I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all for sharing. Don't like your dad as a person. Ooh, talk more. Tell me more. Here's the thing. If you see something going on that you don't fuck with, like definitely break some silence. Break silence on shit that you see that's fucked up. Like please. Like I feel like that's one of the most important things that we can do is like be candid about what we're seeing. Um and join in with people. Like I feel like I watched a video of mine where I said that like I saw this man being mean to his partner, and I checked him and I brought up like how he was treating her wasn't okay. And then his behavior changed in the moment seemingly. And I was thinking about how like that shit is fucking necessary. What up, cheese? It just feels like I know not everybody want to get in it, but like sometimes like you're seeing violence unfold, and like whether or not you say, will sometimes be about your safety. Like don't get me wrong, like there's such situations that unfold where I'm like, let me shut the fuck up, let me get more information. But there's also a lot of situations that unfold where I'm like, actually, I'm gonna say something because I guess for me, it's like I wanna like the person I am. Like I know not everybody really thinks too deeply on that. Like some of us are just trying to survive, so we're not really thinking about the after. But I want to do things that like when I look back, I'm really proud of what I did. Like I've done enough things at this point in my life where I've been very disappointed in my behavior. Been very disappointed and ashamed at like how I've operated. And I'm not saying that we need that to change, but some people do. Some people need to look back at what they had have done and just see like do like how you feel now, because again there's times where I'll do shit and I'll have to sit with the reality that I just didn't like that behavior and I don't want to do that shit no more. And it's hard for other people to have to hold that or to think about it, because again sometimes accepting the truth means you have to break an illusion in your fucking brain. And in my brain I used to think a lot of things and it was a fucking illusion, it was delusion. And so now the more that I'm sitting in reality, the more I really appreciate people that can be in reality with me. And I feel like that's why social media is so important, because some people will be talking and you can tell y'all are not in the same reality. Like some people be saying shit and you could tell like, oh, they really don't see me, or they don't really they, my experience will never be held by them. I'll never be a full person. I'll never get the full experience. And so I don't know, babes. What up, Max? I just feel like there's just not enough, excuse me, there's just not enough fucking conversation. Like we're all just not getting enough conversation. So many of us need more than what we're getting, and I don't know. I'm tired. I'm so tired of like trying to like not say certain shit. What up, Max? And trying to like just keep it cute. Cause like I was saying earlier, I feel like some folks were chiming in about like being treated certain ways. And again, I wish there was a way to bring up that like nobody is trying to say like we're hating black men or we're not liking black men. I think the reality is that like we can have certain experiences and they can still be valid and it could not be an attack on black men at all. But I do think that, I've heard people critique that like black men and white women get to operate very similarly. And I have to agree. Like I feel like white women and black men do get to exist in a particular way in their respective gender roles and categories, because black men are held to a much lower standard than black women in terms of like care and support in the community. Like I have actively seen black men like shame the fuck out of black women in a way that was like, damn, you expected black women to do this thing or show up this way. Like, that's why you're mad. You had an expectation. Whereas, and this is not me trying to say that no black woman or black folks have expectations of black men, but the standard for care around black men is very motherfucking low, and people fucking know that. There are a lot of people that fucking know that. And I'm just tired of living in a world where we're pretending like we're not all seeing what the fuck we're seeing. And again, this is not me trying to make it seem like there are black men that are not being good parents, good men. That's not what I'm trying to say. And I feel like that's the other thing too. It's like, fuck not all men. Like, let's actually, instead of saying not all men, why don't we hold that, like, the ones that don't think it's them, bitch, clock in, get on your job. Word, I hear you. And again, addiction is not race based. There are people that are of all races that are addicted to substances. That is real. What I'm more so talking about is just how a lot of black men get to be centered in pain in a way that black women just don't get, black trans people just don't get, black queer people just don't get, black disabled people just don't get. Like, black cis men get a eye on them and a support on them in a way that black women just don't. And the same thing goes for white women. White women are held in a completely different manner than white men. Like, when we talk about white supremacy, we are clearly talking about white men. I feel like there are conversations where we will go into how white women are operating, but a lot of critiques around whiteness center around white men and the white cis male hetero patriarchy, right? Like, we're really always critiquing white cis men in a particular way. Whereas when people are critiquing the black race and blackness, somehow, it really does center the focus on black women either being too sexually uh, autonomous or seemingly sexually bereft, like, or just no sexuality. It's just, it's weird. It's like it's very much like she is a, she is a studious, she's a church girl who goes to church and read her Bible. It's very much that. Or she's a hot and top Venus. Like, just the dichotomies of like how and where we see black women represented. Like, I feel like you look at the color purple, you see who was represented in that, right? Like, you see what they're trying to do with that, right? Like, they're absolutely couching ugliness and deep dark skin, couching ugliness in shorter hair, couching ugliness in a certain looking person, and then couching beauty in who got to be beautiful in the color purple, who got to be celebrated as a gorgeous person in the color purple. Like, again, we have to just wake up, like, what we're seeing and who's writing the story, who's participating in telling the story, because that's another aspect of this too. I'm crying. I'm crying. This person named Black Alien just told me to try either cocaine or Slim Fast. I love it. I'm gonna actually get a needle, a medical needle, and I'm just gonna main vein it. I'm just gonna main vein it. Just get inside me. My God, the fat phobia really popping off, ain't it? My God. Wow. Woo. Listen, I grew up in a time where people would just call you Big Mama's house. So you're not gonna harm me. But I would calm down if I were you. I would just calm it on down. All right? Cuz America, we are soft toothed and paunch full. I don't know any Americans without paunches these days. If you're skinny, sweetie, you're either on Ozempic or you can't afford food. I would not be talking too loud today. I would not be. I would just calm it on down. Typing is calories, okay? Hating is calories. Calm it down. I know you see the price of chicken. I know you see the price of steak. It's too much. It's too much. Like, I want people to just calm it on down. For real. Because I feel like we're back in those days where being fat, it means you could get a duck. It means you could get a turkey. It means you could order, you know what I mean? You get a roast beast or something. I'm just saying, like, it's people out here trying to make fun of fat people, and it's like, sweetie, it's a cold winter. I got a winter coat. Right. I just feel like the fat phobia, the real comedians are dead. They must be dead. Because I feel like I haven't heard a good fat joke in a minute. I swear I haven't. I swear I've not heard a good fat joke, a good roast. I just haven't. Anyways, let me see what time it is, bitch. Because I feel like it's late as fuck. Oh, damn, bitch. And it's midnight. That's so funny. Well, anyways, not a good belly shaking giggle. They can't do it. They can't do it. It's not possible. It's not possible. They don't have it, but I feel like the next time I come back, I'm either have pink hair or green hair or red hair. I don't know which one. I'm really not gonna know until I know. But I just want to say thank y'all for kicking it with me because it's been a whirlwind fucking experience, bitch. Shrek and motherfucking donkey, bitch. Honestly. I'm gonna also delete this live because honestly, bitch, I'm not really talking about nothing. And then also, I feel like there was a moment where I was going in about Christopher, and if I'm being so for real, I don't really care anymore. But the thing that annoys me is just knowing the real story and feeling like from the other side of perspective, people are gonna be like, oh my god, a homeless girl just met this guy from this really good family, and it's like no, no, like from my perspective, a bitch that got cheated on met someone that they thought they could trust, and this person was gesturing like they were trustworthy and just so. And when I really needed someone to trust, when I really needed someone to be there for me, they weren't. And I feel like that's such a fucking wild scenario. Like, it's very embarrassing to be online and be like homeless with a dude, and his own mom really could give a fuck if either of y'all die. Like, I just feel like that's the thing that blew me. Is like Christopher could easily just drive us off a fucking cliff. You feel me? Like, that's the other part of this that like really blows me is like this man's mental health was declining and I was the only one that was there for him. And then his mom really had the nerve to tell me to she literally told me to my motherfucking face, he chose you, he's your problem now. Like, his mom treated him like he was a baby kitten that I had touched, and now she can't nurse and nurture him. Sweetie, so as far as I'm concerned, I genuinely thought that I thought so many things. Like, I thought I had found a family. That wasn't the case. Thought I found the love of my life. That wasn't the case. Thought that I was gonna have a happy ending to my story. That wasn't the case. Like, I just feel like at the end of the day, I feel like yes, I have tried to find the love of my life. I feel like that's something I'll hold myself accountable for. Yes, I do be believing motherfuckers when they be lying to me. And yeah, when people are lying, you oftentimes don't know. Guilty. Guilty of believing motherfuckers. But I just feel like that's the shit that be blowing me. It's like let you believe the wrong motherfucker. Now you look crazy forever, or you just look dumb, and I hate that because it's like, it's like I wanna stress that my desire is to be someone people don't have to recover from because I already know that like people have had to recover from me. I have been someone that wasn't operating in good faith. I wasn't being loving. I didn't know how to be loving. Like, there's a lot of things I did that I really wish I wouldn't have done. But at this point now, like, I'm very much just trying to be more mindful, be more present, and just consider, like, do I want to be doing this? Am I going to feel good about this? Like, asking myself questions before I fuck up how I'm feeling about myself. You know what? I appreciate that, and I feel like that's another thing too. Is like, I feel like even the concept of failing, it's like I feel like for me, I successfully love someone to me, in my capacity of what love was. In retrospect, I realized that there was no way for me to love Christopher in that situation. I realized that in retrospect. At the time, I thought that I had it. I thought that I could love him in that situation. And it was only afterwards that I realized no one that really loves me would ask me to be a part of that kind of family dynamic. Like, no one who really hears my story would ever put me in a situation with their narc mom, because he knew she was a narc before I got up over there. He knew she was fucked up. Like, I'm not saying he knew to that extent, but the stories he told me from childhood let me know. You know what I mean? Not a fake friend. I'm sorry to hear that. That's fucked up. And fuck Ava. For real. There's nothing like having a fake friend or a whack friend. But yeah, like I said, like I feel like I wanted so badly to be in a relationship that was successful that I stuck around with somebody hoping that, you know, maybe after we become, maybe after we're done being homeless, maybe after we're done being abused by your mom, like we'll be able to have a good life, we'll be able to make it work. Like I really thought that shit. At this point now, I just don't believe as much now. Like now, and I know that it's wisdom, but it just sucks because like I feel like I just feel like people be saying shit and then I be fine. I just be realizing like this. And it's not because like I'm so smart. It's because I've been abused and traumatized. And so now when someone is trying to abuse me or traumatize me, I can hear it a little bit more easier now. Now it's like I don't gotta wonder. Like it'd be real clear like what somebody's offering me now. And again, if I didn't go through those experiences, I probably wouldn't think that. I probably wouldn't be like, damn, this person being a scammer or this person trying to love bomb me. Like if I didn't go through that shit, I would not be able to say like, oh, that's what this is. And so on one hand, like yeah, I didn't deserve to go through that, but on the other hand, I'm like, damn, like I'm glad that I know now, cause you know I'm talking to my mom, and she's saying shit that sound very bird-esque, and it's like, damn, like do I let her just go bird? Do I say something? But then I also have to hold that my mom is like a 60-year-old bird. I don't mean that to be mean. I'm just saying though, like when you're older and learning lessons over and over again, that's just that on that. Like sometimes you have to go through more stuff, and like I hate to say that, but it's true. Sometimes like you're just not ready. Like you haven't gone through enough stuff. It sucks. Is my heart open to love? Absolutely. Like, bitch, all I do is love. All I do is keep my heart open to love. Like, loving people doesn't mean ignoring what they're doing that don't add up in our life. But I am so ready for love. I'm slightly annoyed at everybody that be wasting my time. Like anybody that wastes my time now, I be really giving motherfuckers outros. I'd be like, listen, please don't do this because it makes people feel like X, Y, or Z. Like I am trying so hard to leave people better than I found them, so that when I find the one for me, even the ops are gonna have to be like, and it couldn't happen to a better bitch. Because honestly, like I'm not trying to punish nobody. Like if you're not for me, that don't mean you're not for nobody. And so I'm trying to make the world a better place before I die, bitch. Like if I talk to a man and he a cheater, he a weirdo, I'm telling him, like I'm giving him book recommendations, cause that's all I can do, bitch. That's all I can do. Like I cannot in good faith see these men acting like this and not say nothing. And I know some people are not going to hear it, but if you have it in you, if you have it in you, I would suggest doing labor for femmes. Like, I'm only doing labor for men. I'm only doing labor to help cis men because, as I said, like, I'm an agender person and, like, I see trauma on all sides. I see cis women going through, I see cis women causing harm, and I understand where it's coming from, but I'm still going to take time to show some love. Jaden, and y'all have a good night. I'm about to get off here. Have fun though. Uh, I mean, here's the thing. Like, You could be a gold digger. You could be someone who wants money. I just feel like I'm not going to shame any woman who wants money from a man. I just feel like men go into relationships with women knowing what they want from women very quickly, knowing if they're gonna get it or how to get it. So I just want to be clear that like there's relationships where relationships are, they're working or they're not. They're giving us what we're looking for. Our desires are being met. Our needs are being met, or they're not. Like at this point, I understand people who are like connecting with people like because of financial connections, but I also understand people who, you know, they want to do 50-50. I don't care. Do you? But I really feel like this conversation could go left because again I feel like the 50-50 combo is really about poor people. Like I feel like that's the thing, like some of these combos, like they're not meant for people who are of a certain class, like they're meant for the poorest to be fighting, like because the concept is like you as a poor person are an individual, and so you're probably holding yourself accountable for not being rich, and so now you have to sit up here and act like it's reasonable for you to go 50-50 with somebody who probably makes so much more money than you as a woman or as a non-man. And so highest of keys, like some conversations are really just to like get poor people fighting, just to make poor people like look at each other crazy. Meanwhile, the rich people not even thinking about it. I'm not even thinking about it at all. But I say that to say I love y'all. Thank y'all for fucking with me. Ooh, also sidebar. My business, as I've been trying to run it, it's doing its best. But somebody told me that I should do a giveaway to get more business. So I don't know if folks think that that makes sense. I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna try it. Not you not paying all my bills. You're not my boyfriend. Y'all are funny as hell. But yeah, no. Not agents on Twitter. I'm dying. I mean, well, basically, what you call it? The person that helps me with like my mushroom grow, like they basically like were like you should do a they're like you should do a giveaway and like give away a bunch of stuff and like that'll help you get business. And I'm like, do you really think so? And they were like, yeah. They're like a lot of people do that. And they were like, all you gotta do is like have people like comment their things. I'm just like, I don't know if like my business is like that kind of business. Like I feel like I gotta get stickers or some shit. I don't know. I'm not trying to be gimmicky though. Like I'm trying to like I don't know. I feel like I don't have like a brand identity. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I just feel like these are things that I've been thinking about. Cause like I see people starting businesses and it's like I love the packaging. I love the cute shit happening, and it's like I really wish I was on that type of time. Like I feel like my shit is like very like it's very hustle Marsalis. You know what I mean? Like it's very chitlin loaf. Like it's very like you came to me, you came to my corner looking for me for this. It's very that. You know what I mean? It's very hustle man, and I don't know. I'm trying to I want to elevate my pussy, but I also don't want to like take on a bunch of risk, buy a bunch of shit, and like not sell it. Like that's really where I'm at. Like I'm scared to go to the next level with my business. Like my shit is still word of mouth. I have a couple consistent clients, but I'm not where I was before. And then there's a part of me that's just like, how much of my last business was like people just trying to help me not die. You know, like I'm not saying that like there are people that don't appreciate what I do, but I really do think that like being in poverty with a white man driving all around the world definitely was inspiring people more so than my ass trying to not motherfucking die. And that's a frustrating thing. Um, to feel like for years I was homeless with a white man and I was getting like way more support. And now I'm like by my fucking self and I'm feeling like, eh, you know what I mean? Thank you, y'all are sweet. Thank you. Y'all are so nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I can't do a barter and trade right now, baby. I'm crowdfunding. I'm gonna put that out there right now. Like, if I could barter and trade right now, I would. I'm crowdfunding. I could barter and trade with people that I'm IRL with, but outside of that, like, that's just not realistic. Like, somebody hit me up, and I almost got into like a real fight with somebody because I'm in the middle of crowdfunding, and I'm over here posting questions on like how to get more support and like how to like just make my business better. And somebody that like does not even buy from me anymore, and they were mad when I said this, but I just feel like, sweetie, you haven't bought from me in months, and you popped up to tell me, oh, I see you're asking questions about your business, and then they're like, there's a struggle happening in this part of the world, and maybe you should stop selling fucking vapes. And I'm looking at the message like, sweetie, now I'm trying to get information on how to fucking not die, how to fucking make more money, how to make the brand better, and you're like, hey, let's focus over here. I was taken aback by that, and like we figured it out, I think, but they got mad because I called them the wrong name in the text, and I was just kind of like, hmm, hmm, word, heard you. Good night, booze. I appreciate you. Good night, good night, good night. But yeah, no, I just noticed like there was just like this energy of like, oh, let me like tell you about like other things that are happening um in like other places in the world, and like you should focus on that. And that kind of stressed me out because it's like I feel like people be like bringing up like my desires to want to be an activist or to want to be showing up in certain ways, and be like, oh well, why don't you do this, because like you say this, and it's like, word, I do be saying this, but I'm also very fucking poor. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like whenever people talk to their other faves or whenever there's like other people that could, they could probably use the information to like barter. You know what I mean? I feel like the people that like their brand and their business, if they were bartering and they were supporting like their community, it would hit differently. But I feel like it's always the people that are like the brokest, or like that are just letting you know they're in crisis. I just feel like we're the people that people are like, hey, here's another thing to consider. And it's just like, I appreciate people being honest about like things that they think would help my business succeed. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like for some people, it's easier to say like what they would want to see you do when it's not them. And it's not to say that like people want to be me or any shady shit like that. It's just to say like people will come up, give you a solution or give you a tip, and they don't gotta think about it. They could just say whatever, and then it's on you to figure out like, do it really work? Is it really something? And again, I just feel like sometimes people invoke strange things, because like this person brought up the fact that like they see me breaking silence about being like complicit in colorism, and they're like, well, you say that you fuck with dark skinned people, so why are you selling vape carts? Because like there are dark skinned people in Africa being harmed by the vape cart conglomerate. And I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, this was your tip? This was your tip for me? This was your suggestion for how my business could grow? I just it just had me sitting here like, you could like, yo, and bitch, why I told my friend in the UK, my friend was like, why don't they write a letter to Joe Biden? And I started dying laughing, because I was like, bitch, because that shit would make sense, because then they couldn't write a letter to somebody that they don't even talk to. Like, then they would have to write, well, then again, that's not even true. I just feel like motherfuckers won't hit up the vape companies. They won't hit up the corporations that are in Africa, but they'll hit my local ass up. Like, I have anything to do, and it's just like, mm, I have no fucking idea. I have fucking no idea. I really don't know. I feel like there's a lot going on. there's a lot fucking going on, and I think that it's easier to just reach out to your neighbor and be like, hey neighbor, let's vent about this thing. And it's like, yeah, me and you could vent in a way that you could never vent with Joe Biden or somebody like that could actually do something. Like that's true. But at the same time, it's just like, bro, like sometimes I just really be feeling like I don't think people be really thinking about what the fuck they're saying. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe, but at the same time, I just think that I think as I said, like I made a bunch of polls, and then some of the polls I said DM me if you have a suggestion. None of them were anything related to me like being a better activist. And I know that's gonna sound how it sounds, that's fine. I feel like in my humblest opinion, I feel like revolution pending survival. If you are standing on the side of the road, waving a sign, smoking a cigarette, do you think that it makes sense for me to tell you that cigarettes cause cancer while you're waving a sign trying to get a dollar for some food? Do it really make sense for me to bring up the statistics of what's going on with the cigarettes? No, it doesn't. I can tell you are trying to survive. So any revolution around you shifting behavior that could lead to harm reduction, that's not really necessary right now. We can't even talk about that right now because you literally are telling me you need money to eat or else you're going to die. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying is like I'm asking these questions because baby, my motherfucking livelihood is in fucking jeopardy. I'm going through. I'm mentally unwell. Like I'm just like laying it all out there. Like bitch, I need fucking help. But I also want to ask people who have been my supporters, like what are we happy about? What are we mad about? And I just feel like this person who is not supporting me anymore, and this is not me trying to be hating. It's just kind of like, babes, I'm not saying anybody has to support me, but it's like if you know you are not buying from me no more, you know you don't ghosted me. Why pop up to tell me to stop making money in this or that way because of some human right thing that you're trying to fucking be a part of, but like not really. Like you're just uplifting it. And it's just like it just kind of blew me because it was just like, is that really like what we're doing right now? And then I apologized to them, but again, like I feel like they were I feel like some people order through my burner, and it's like I don't save people's numbers on my burner. Like if you like, it's a burner. I personally would be grateful that people aren't saving my number in a burner, but I feel like I called them the wrong name, and they were just like, "That's not my name." And it's like, okay, but now you're gonna ghost me after we done got through all the shit that you just said to me. Like me fucking up your name off a burner is crazy, but whatever. Exactly. It's like I literally said to them, I was like, "You're asking me to like stop like offering something that is a part of like my survival. Like I'm not just working a job because I love to work. I feel like most people aren't. Even though I love what I do, I'm not in love with labor. I don't know anyone who really is. I mean, somebody, not me. But with that being said, like I genuinely feel like people do not be thinking what they're like, what the fuck they're even bringing to you, and just how that's gonna impact you. And then also like, I don't know. I feel like again, like it really did hurt my feelings, like to know like that you're like, I feel like this is not. I didn't say this to the customer or the ex client, but it's like you don't fucking stop fucking with me. Like you don't stop buying from me for months, no explanation, and then you tell me that you stocked up somewhere else and like you're good. Then you tell like they brought up they had mad excuses because I was just like, with all due respect, like you don't even shop with me no more, and your suggestion is me losing money. I don't. I was like, I don't think you really thought about this before you brought this to me, because I don't understand how you could see me posting about trying to make the business better, and you're not really offering that. You're trying to make me a what more ethical person. I hear you. I hear you. We live in the Fire Nation. We are the oppressors. Americans are the oppressors. Even though we are oppressed in this world as non-white people, like in the global context, we do have a certain type of privilege. And so it's like I was like, I don't think that you're wrong. I was like, I don't think that you're wrong. But I just didn't get it. And again, like it just seemed like in the end they just wanted to, and I feel like even them starting off the comment, like they were like, I've noticed that you were saying that you're an ally of dark skinned people. I never said I was an ally. I said I would like to be an accomplice. I would like to be an accomplice. That's a desire. It's not an automatic. Like deep dark skinned people don't have to see me as any of that. They can see me as nothing. That's okay. But it just felt like they were trying to like weaponize like me uplifting like my complicity with colorism in like this desire to bring up like that that there are dark skinned people suffering in like places where it was just kind of like I was like, babes, do you want these corporations email? Because if you want to hit up the corporations, let me know. But baby, the way these cart sales are keeping my ass motherfucking not dead, like I just feel like that's what some people may not want to believe. Like when you're crowdfunding, like people might think like you're just begging for money. And it's like no, sweetie, like you're letting everybody know I am down bad, like the worst. And like I feel like we're so desensitized to fucking like just poverty that we'll really think like someone posting a GoFundMe is like getting money. What up, Roman? I'm crying. Not Roman Reigns, babe. Not. Are you a Nicki fan? Let me find out. Bookworm, you're right. You're right. Yes, the belly of the beast, indeed. The belly of the beast, indeed. And so that's just I don't know. It's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck for real. Cause I know there's some people that really just do not. Max, here's the thing. They apologized in the end because I was like, honestly, sis, I was like, this is kind of taking me, has me taken aback. Like, it feels insensitive. And, like, I'm not trying to be super, super dramatic. But again, like I told him, I was like, I don't think you're wrong that, like, obviously, like, there's international conflict involving coltan, involving like lithium batteries. Like I'm getting it, but at the same time, like I was just looking at the phone, like damn. And again, like this is a person that does not buy from me no more, and their excuses were all over the place. And I didn't even want an excuse because again, no one has to buy shit from me. But why say anything to me? And I'm letting you know, like sweets, you know, I would have liked to know why you stopped buying from me because you gave me two different answers, and I just feel like that would help me more. Honestly, is you just being candid. Like, tell me my prices suck. Tell me something that I could you really use. I know you didn't stop buying from me because I'm carrying vape carts that you now are linking to a conflict in Sudan. I know that that's not why you stopped fucking with me, but I wish that they would have said like, "Oh, I don't fuck with you because of," you know. But again, I feel like none of my old clients that stopped fucking with me popped up to me to say anything. Like if someone stopped buying from me, they just didn't say anything. So I thought it was. I think that's why I was so annoyed, because I'm like, sweetie, I would really like to know what happened after October. I would really love to know. And they just kept on saying different things that again are three different things that are not to me seemingly believable. But I don't really care that much. I just want to bring it up that like even when you're like in the midst of like just trying to like get information, like figure out how to do better, like it just feels like I don't know, like people just be popping out. And again, I know that she's not wrong. Like we are living in a time where like we're linked to so many massive struggles. So I know that they're not wrong, and that's why I was sitting there with it for so long because I was just like, hmm. But like I said, they stopped talking to me after I fucked up their name in the chat, and I was again I was kind of surprised by that, but again I feel like sometimes, and this is gonna sound how it sounds, but I feel like even in the case of me to other people, sometimes rejecting people or people rejecting us, it do keep us away from some bullshit. So there's a part of me that feels like them rejecting me, us not interacting, that was obviously for the best. Because when we interacted again, they pissed me off, I pissed them off, and it's like, damn. So maybe it's just that easy. Like sometimes, like you just and another person are not that compatible, and it's not even that like y'all are wrong. I think in this case in particular, I just think like this person was kind of emotionally unintelligent for me, and I think that my mistake with calling them the wrong name was perhaps something that bothered them and made them feel like unimportant, which sucks because again, like for me, it's a safety thing. Like I don't save numbers for everything. Okay, John Dalton. I'm not gonna play you. But I just be kind of like surprised like by the lives sometimes because like I feel like some of these are just like people trolling. I know not them all. I know not them all. But being live is so strange these days because like sometimes like people just be bullying. People will just be like come up with a story. And here's the thing, I'm not saying that this person doesn't have gas. I don't know this person though, so I just want to put that out there that like I don't know John Dalton, never met John Dalton, but I do hope that they get some gas. I hope this shit works out for them. Is there a website? There is no website. Um, not this is wild. This is why I'm gonna be. I swear, every time I come on live, it be something, babe. I don't know what the YouTube live be doing, babe. I don't know what it be doing, but I hope that that man gets some gas. Nick, let him live, cause somebody gonna give him some gas money. And honestly, as I say to everybody out there, if you're houseless and you need drugs or money for snacks, be honest, because there's a lot of us former houseless people that will feel you. Like this man the other day, I seen him. He's talking about something. Oh, I get some money from McDonald's. I was like, babe, I don't care what the fuck you use this shit for. Please have fun. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna get some food. And I was like, I don't care. Like, get what you gotta get. And I could tell, like, cause I did this shit when I was on that date with that dude, and he was kind of annoyed. He was like, he was like, some people are gonna do whatever they want to do with the weed or with the money, like, but I hope that they get food. And it's like, babe, I just like I mean this so sincerely. Like, we are not put on this planet with any instruction. Bitch, you can die at any point. I really hope you have fun. I really do. And I know some people will be like, damn, bitch, like doing drugs, smoking, drinking, that's fun. To some people, yes. To some people, that's all they have to escape. And I feel like that's something that stresses people up. Not fentanyl. Don't do that. But I'm just saying, like, we don't know when we're going to leave this earth. So I hope that you're prioritizing pleasure, laughter, play, fun, just enjoyment. Because it's very bleak at times. And some of us have a lot of trauma from our childhood. And I just hope you spend the rest of your life, however long it is, however long you perceive it to be, I hope you have some joy and laughter planned and in store for yourself. Because there's a lot of shit out here. It's a lot of people that'll come into your life and they're not even gonna make you laugh. They're not even gonna make you feel good. So I hope you know, like, it's not a crime to indulge in snacks, to indulge in getting high, to indulge in buying more art supplies than you need, maybe pouring into your hobby, getting you know what, bitch, maybe you want to be a nail tech. Maybe you do. I really hope that you like really jump into whatever it is the fuck that's bringing you joy. Cause honestly, y'all, it is so fucking wild out here. I'm grateful to be alive to be able to say like don't focus too much on shit that's gonna make you stressed or sad. Don't focus too much on being, just just being right. Like focus on where the laughter is for real. Like focus on where the ease is. Like I pray you get a moment where you tell yourself slow down. Like I pray you get moments like that where you moving too fast and you can actually calm. You can actually say wait and take your time. I pray that for anybody here, especially under 30s. Like I pray that you get a moment to actually be happy with how slow and easy and comfortable the day is going. Like I hope that you get bored, bitch. Flowers, they bugging. But for real, I hope you get to drink all the tea and you get to put your feet up. I hope that a cat sleep on your belly. I hope good things, calm things, relaxing things, exciting things, mysterious things, things that make you smile real big, things that make you laugh in a laugh that make you kind of embarrassed because you like, bitch, why am I laughing like this? Bitch, because you feeling good, because you feeling playful, you feeling a little goofy, a little fleet, a little free, a little flirty. Like I hope you get butterflies, bitch. I hope you get a crush on somebody, like for real. Like the world that we live in, weird. But you know it's not weird? The good vibes that come from connecting with your friends. Bitch, I played Scrabble with my friends yesterday. Bitch, we did teams. That shit was funny as hell, honestly. One of my friends is really good at Scrabble. This motherfucker said, bitch, I'm gonna go two against one. So me and my friend Royal gotta get this bitch. But I'm just saying, like little fun moments. Like, please. Cause bitch, you already know we about to be crying. You already know we about to have to play. Like, bitch, I have a playlist called She Crying. Because you already know we gonna be going through some stuff. Like, please plan some good times for yourself. Plan some joy. Please. Please. I will. I definitely will. Oh, I'm obsessed. My friend Royal is adorable. I really can't wait for her to get this car, bitch. Like my bitch already fly. Like she already. Y'all didn't even see her hair for real. Like I think we're actually about to chill. Maybe not tomorrow, but soon. But her hair came out mad good. It's like green and blue braids, and she got the charms. Sorry, I'm just excited because my friend looks so bomb. But anyways, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for just kicking it, hanging out, being sweet. I really hope that everybody gets what they want. And even if you're not getting what you want, I hope that you feel comfortable enough to talk some shit. Because everybody, we all can't fix what's going on. We all don't get that. We all don't get that solution. But everybody can talk a little bit of shit. And I pray you indulge. I pray you just let them have it. Even if it's on Twitter. I pray you get your emojis popping and you just go in. Absolutely. Just thank you. Thank you for being here and just kicking it with me. Like, I got a lot of energy from sitting here. Absolutely, Cassie. Absolutely. Just thank y'all for everything. I'm about to go smoke my little nighttime weed and just try to enjoy myself. But I love y'all for everything. Thank y'all for everything.